brother. Recording in
Oh,
progress.
yeah. And I think I have to accept that.
I was talking to Snake about this woman that that says recording in progress. How
Yeah,
she
yeah.
would look like.
I think quite robotic.
It's good to see you, man.
You too, so much, really. And yeah, and also I don't know how to say that, but first of all, it's the first, as I told you, the first podcast I throw myself in, but also thank you that you accepted and decided to get me on, because I mean, yeah, I'm not a big name, and yeah, can be whatever. So
Yeah.
thank you very much for trusting that.
Yeah. It's
So
all the big names once were small. Nobody knew them.
uh yeah, sometimes I have problems to remember that, because it looks always like that something else is going on. But yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
Sure.
we're living in a strange world, right? When you
Yeah.
when you have a camera and you're 15 or 16 years old and you just do the duck face, you'll be a famous model.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah,
And
yeah.
if you don't work at all and you only skip to businesses and make a lot of money over the back of people, then you're a businessman.
That's a good hint. Yeah.
Corporation.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. But it's one of the things that probably we will touch on, because that's part of the problems, or anyways part of the how
yeah,
things are going. So yeah, yeah.
absolutely. So
Okay,
I was
but
digging a little bit into into
hmm.
what I could find on the internet. So you have your own website with the bullshit meter. I love that.
Actually, it's not my idea, but I stole that idea from. Yeah, I'll get some credits to the guy as well, of course.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you were repairing and also playing on church organs, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow. How how
Crazy.
how did you come to that?
Well, by the way, thanks Snake too, because if it
Oh
was not
yeah.
for him, yeah, yeah. Okay, but maybe we'll find out to say that again. And by the way, George, because Snake heard my little message on the Hurt Files podcast, so that's everything started there. Okay, but we can go there. Pipe organs. Well, that's a funny thing, because first of all, the church where I was raised uh, basically didn't have a pipe organ. It it had a horrible electronic simulator, but really really bad. And the real pipe organ was as bad as that, and no one used it because it was basically so bad that it couldn't be used, and no one took care. But anyways, I don't have idea why I like that. So I start from the very bottom possible situation, and since I was very small, I just like that. So then I started to have some lessons, um, and I was playing before already. So basically, I started to play in the church when I was 7 years old. The first service was the Christmas Eve of when I was seven still,
Uh-huh.
and basically it went from there and didn't stop since.
Went
So
over the top.
and down the mountain, yeah.
and
Well,
down, and down
yeah. So the problem with organ is, if you think, of course, you play guitar, it's
yeah.
if you play an organ and you don't know it, is not so far from playing a guitar and not being able to tune it. So and most guitars do not, by the way. So so it's very connected. It's a very strange instrument, and each instrument is actually different from other instruments. There are no two organs that are actually the same, even if the builder is the same, but it will always be something, and every part is handmade, most of them.
Wow.
So it's very, yeah, it's very special. So that's maybe also why I was quite fascinated by that.
Hmm.
And
And the sound.
yeah, exactly. Of course, it has a very wide range. So it goes from the very deep and sweet, very deep and powerful and loud, and then up to the very very small pipes that of course can generate very high frequencies.
Hmm.
And combined together, yes, you have this kind of very special sound. It also has a very special story or history, rather, because it was not always. Today I think we think organ church is quite automatic, even if in the US they still fortunately have theater organs as well. They are
Hmm.
still there, and many concert halls as well. They have nice instruments. But for us in Europe, is yeah, there are some, but most of them they are in the church. So yeah, you almost think automatically to that. But it was not necessarily a religious instrument, actually. I mean, it was not born, or
Okay.
not necessarily from that. We are in Egypt, in Alexandria, and several thousand years ago. So it was a water powered instrument at the beginning. I mean, the water was generated in the air, and it was very strange, funny thing.
I saw
Um,
something like that
mm,
on the
yeah,
internet.
yeah. Oh, well, maybe you saw a very, there are some funny water instruments, but I don't know if it is that. But yeah, yeah, that was not a church instrument. It
Hmm.
became so very much later. So yeah, I think in Austria there is still one instrument that is up on a tower. So you
Okay.
play, and the little village can hear it. It's like a kind of instead of the bells somehow.
Wow.
That's
And
funny.
it's still in use?
I think so. Yeah, they have. Yeah, yeah. It's of course like a historical thing. So they kept it. Fortunately. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So there are
And
some funny things.
and I
Like
think we're gonna touch base on more on these topics in this podcast.
mm,
Dario, I just totally forgot. Uh, Please introduce yourself.
oh well, yeah, but you were actually doing the pleasure. So
Oh,
that's thank you for that. Well, yeah. That's even that is a problem because where to start and what to say. Well, I today I am 46, living in Denmark. That is not my native country. I'm originally from Italy, so as the name can say.
mhm.
Um, I was basically into music all my life, I could say, and that's also why I came up here. That's because Denmark is one of the few countries left that have still a ministry of the church in the government. So the church has a little bit more possibilities.
Okay.
So an organist can be actually it's somehow like a teacher of like the secondary school, let's say. I mean, it's not that you don't come here to make money, let's say,
Hmm.
but you can do something because in Italy it's absolutely zero. It's like you are up to
Nada.
nothing. No, no, nothing. And if you get something, it's like some black money and up to the priest. And if the priest falls in love with the next amateur, I don't know, bongo player, then he will throw you out of the door, and no one will. I mean, no one can do anything basically. So it's absolutely crazy.
Okay.
Also thinking to what was before and the story we come. So yeah, what to say? Well, I have not because it's part of the CV, but because it's you and you put some stuff on the table as well of your personal things. So I think I can do the same, and for a reason.
Hmm.
I can see very not so much. So it's like a 10% of what a person normally would see. So
Wow.
it's very down on that, and that probably, well, I mean, I don't know if you would ever say that not to hear well helped you. Yes, you said that, by the way.
Mm.
I could say the same in a way because of course sometimes I get so angry that I tear down all the possible bad words from the sky and who knows what else. So there are some things that are really driving me still very crazy, even if you learn how to think, to live with that and all. The other aspect is that you learn to find other ways, alternatives. So
Yeah.
all the, especially when you have this adolescence period, like, I don't know, 14 and up. So the girls, the guys, the little motorbike, and I mean, yeah. And of course, you can't do that. And then they do this, and you can't do that. And then, I mean, it's like, Jesus, what the hell?
Yeah, yeah.
And so, yeah, that is the tough stuff, and probably some of those traumas, it's quite hard to go over.
Mm,
The other side is that uh, basically you learn to do stuff in a different way. So that can actually help, maybe, also when it comes to what happens in the world, or I don't know, a very kind of normal or not normal problem you have to deal with.
mhm,
Um, Maybe you just don't stop to what normally people would do, or what the mainstream will suggest you, not on top of the fact that it's of course very full of lies and all the stuff that we know. But it can be very confusing. I mean, and that's quite a problem, this kind of cognitive dissonance that we have all the time. And you have this kind of bunch of stuff that is being thrown to you,
mm,
and most of the time they are basically against each other, and you always are taught that you have to choose, you have to take a position.
yeah.
So you have, like A, B, C, D in your mind, and B doesn't go so well with A, and C is totally not okay with the first two, but maybe has something interesting too. I don't remember who said that. I think it was a Greek philosopher. I don't remember even who.
Mhm,
That one of the good things is to start to learn to have those living in your mind, even if they are against each other, without necessarily taking a position for a
mm.
while. It can kind of, you let things go a little bit, and yeah, and try to see what happens, rather than instead like, okay, no, that's not, I am A and B is shit, so
Yeah,
you stupid, I'm good. And then, I mean, yeah,
you put yourself in a box. You put
yeah,
yourself in a
yeah,
box when you choose A, B, C, or D.
yes.
And that's one of the things I want to touch base on, because what you said with your eyesight, that it isn't good, it's like the same thing like with my hearing. It's an isolation, and we have to deal with that, because it's nothing that goes over by time, right? So
Mm.
in 10 years I will be probably more deaf than I'm really now, or bad hearings, because I'm not completely deaf. But the thing is, with this isolation, you have a lot of time to dig into your own system. What's your belief system? And I think it's you develop a power, and I can think that you are developing, especially when you're not that good sighted. You have a better hearing, and you feel frequencies, feel things better than other people.
I don't know, it's quite common to think this. And but as you know, it's not because you don't hear well that you see better. Eventually you will, maybe you will use better what you have. Yes, that's for sure. I mean, so you will pay more attention to what you smell, to what you see, to what you feel with other things, because that's what you have. So
Mm,
I don't think that if one is half blind, then it has a super hearing power. It's more like that. It's what you have, so you have to use it as much as possible,
yeah.
and hopefully you will have a good hearing and take care, because otherwise I still think it's maybe tougher for, I mean, for some practical stuff, definitely tougher not to see enough. For others, definitely tougher not to hear, in a way that you have, I think, yes, that isolation thing is more on the hearing side.
Mm.
It's very much, I don't know, I imagine it immediately like a dome around you, like something that is really keeping you, I mean, kind of isolated. Maybe sometimes, as you say, it's not that bad. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes one said to me, and you know these kind of sentences that sometimes it's like, but one said to me, yeah, but you know, think about that. Maybe what you don't see, maybe you don't even need to see it. I mean, it
Oh, good one.
depends. Yeah, good one. Then in another, from another perspective, you'll see a, yeah, you can say some bad words, because it's like, yeah, okay, cool sentence, but try this, then you will discuss with me if it's worth, I don't know, it's
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
It's
but
some kind of thing, you know. It's not that
yeah,
easy.
no, it's not.
Because especially what you said in the beginning with the you know, when you go like 14, 50 years old, you develop some interest for boys, girls, scooters and stuff like that, and you can't participate on that because
Hmm.
you got this disability.
Yeah.
And the same thing goes for me. I love music, I love to play my guitar and record some stuff. I should record more, but that's okay. But if
Well,
I would be totally deaf, like hearing nothing, oh, that would really freak me out. And I
hmm.
think Bach was
I,
slowly,
I think it was Beethoven.
of
Beethoven.
Beethoven, he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
slowly getting deaf, right? And he
Yeah,
was,
he got really, from what we know, yeah, he got quite deep deaf. Yes,
yeah,
he was eating a pencil, and with the teeth connecting with a piano, and have a bone conducting primitive system to hear something. That
wow.
that was quite cool. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
By
and
the way,
that's what I say. That's what I mean. If you're in this, let's call it isolation,
yeah,
you dig into other stuff that you're very um, you are going to be more creative with the things that you have. You know, just like Beethoven, it- our skull. When I have this hearing test, they put some devices on your skull on a very strange, not on your ears, but after your ear,
yeah,
or back in the ear and up the skull,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's and that's really fascinating how it works.
But does it work for you? Because I that is interesting. It depends which kind of damage you have, because
Yeah.
it depends where the damage is. If it's like nerve, or if it's the physical thing. But the as you for sure know, these bone conductive headphones, they are now using a very funny. They are called, I think they are called transducers. I think they are called.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, instead of a speaker, they translate the vibration to mechanical vibration, and they actually, exactly, they sit here, out of the ear, not
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a pair of them, and the cool thing is that if you put two ear props on your, to these phones,
Uh
like
huh.
the one you they give you in the plane, you hear better, because then you put away the rest, and this stuff is going through. They are very
Mm.
good, because if you are going with bicycle, that crazily enough I do,
Hmm.
and you have a GPS, for example.
Yeah.
So my problem is I can see very limited, and I have to pay, of course, extra attention to many things. So I cannot have for example, a cell phone holder on a bicycle and see the map if I need to know somehow where to go, and obviously I try not to be that dependent on maps and GPS. You try
Hmm.
to know where you're going. That's a good idea, anyways. But if you need it, so there are some advantages with this bone conductive thing, because they permit you to hear stuff, but not to isolate yourself from the rest.
Wow.
That would be a big problem, because if I have ears, the hearing for as a main driver, I mean, of course I pay attention. If there is a car, I kind of know how far, how fast, and it's a cool idea that you have. So so having this GPS saying something can disturb if you have this kind of, those things that go really inside the ears.
Yeah.
So that could be cool for you to try too. I don't know. Of course, you tried that probably, but yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, first of all, my hearing bones are calcified, so they
Mm,
do not resonate with the frequencies, and that's why they don't put any sound in my brain.
okay.
And that's first of all. And second of all, I got new hearing aids since last year, since 2023, and I got connected to Bluetooth. So I'm basically I'm half robotic. I'm a hybrid.
Oh, so you can
So
hear directly from.
I
Yeah, yeah,
listen to podcasts and listen to a GPS the map the routing. I hear
yeah,
it in my ears
yeah, yeah, yeah,
directly,
yeah. Okay, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Through
that's
through
very
this.
cool.
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly what these transducers are doing. Just mounted on directly there. Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I want to talk to you a little bit more about what you just said. Alexandria in Egypt, that they found
Yeah,
some organs, and they
yeah,
were
yeah,
based on with water and stuff like that.
yeah.
Um, and of course, it's about frequencies. And churches, of course, one of the best buildings um, to resonate with frequencies. If you hear a choir singing or an organ, the whole place is filled with the frequency. It's the building is made for it. It's like opera or like a big music hall, right?
Absolutely. And by the way, uh, wonderful tradition in Holland and Belgium. I mean, Holland has fantastic organs.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, yeah, wow, that's and fantastic church bells with this glockenspiel. How do you call that? This carillon, I think they are
Oh
called in
yeah, yeah,
French.
yeah, yeah. With the
That
sounds.
Yeah, yeah, with many bells, exactly. So that's very cool tradition you have. Yeah. Now now that you are mentioning that, you of course you touch something interesting, because that's what we keep going and doing, and it's from rabbit hole to rabbit hole, and you don't even know where to go.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's basically the thing
But
about disorganized productions.
yeah, well, that's good. Yeah, yeah. But it's like that. You feel, oh, what to talk about, and then you feel like we have too much. We have to do 3 episodes more. But
Yeah, yeah, that's okay too. That's okay
but
too.
the churches, yes, as you say, I'm totally sure that there was more capability and possibility. I mean, the architects in the old times knew what they were doing.
Mm,
Also for the sound. If you look modern churches, they are most of them they are awful, both the aesthetics but also for the sound. They don't work nearly as well as the old ones.
mm.
Now, um, I'm not trying to follow anyone so much. I listen to many and try to see what happens. So what I'm saying here is, I remember Max Egan talking about, if do you know him,
Not
um,
yet.
talking about this kind of connections between churches, organs, the fact that today we don't know how to build organs anymore because we lost the knowledge. I mean, well, no, we don't. We have the knowledge, and I am an organ builder, and I can certify that we know what to do. Eventually, the problem can be that the value of the instrument is not very well connected with what we do today. I mean, in the times where, for example, kings were had power, and I'm not saying that it was necessarily a good thing, of course, but they could. We could touch on this monetary sovereignty. They could decide, okay, we have resources, so now we build the castle, we build the chapel in the castle, and we build a wonderful organ, and that's it. And he
Mhm.
did it. Today, the costs are not in proportion with the their desires and what happens. So to build a good big organ like in the old times today is not so much because we don't know how to do it, it's because no one will basically pay.
Okay.
So that's another story. But the churches, yes, they do resonate very well, and they are working very well for that. And they have the dimensions that are big enough to have also the deep frequencies, the low frequencies to have their place, because in a small place, of course, it's harder. You don't have the same kind of. Then then some start to say, yeah, because the frequencies, the healing, uh, the other purposes than the churches, they were energy devices, Tartaria. Ooh,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
I was thinking
you,
about that.
yeah.
What would you think about it?
I don't know. I must say I don't know. I am in it's it gets me very curious.
Mm.
That's definitely because as I said to in that 5 minutes message that I sent to George Hobbs in his podcast. One of the things that I think is very important is energy. So what they are doing with energy and what we are not permitted to do, by the way, and all the things several. So that is really connected with that. For if we, I don't have proofs. I don't know where uh, to to go and smash my head on this kind of stuff, because I would really be happy to know more. For example, some they say that those kind of spires and very high towers and they were harvesting something. Some they say some kind of monopolar electricity or
Yeah,
cold electricity or
from the
something.
ether, I think.
Yes, exactly. The ether is another big point that has been abolished very violently, and Einstein was definitely one of those that did that.
Mm.
From what we know, and some they say he was not even convinced about that, but he had to do it. It seems. I don't know on the
Yeah,
behalf of who. So yeah.
agenda.
Yeah, yes, sometimes you hear that and you say like, yeah, I sometimes I would like to know something more than just this kind of it's like they give you the chocolate and then you would like more and say, haha, no agenda. I mean,
Yeah, 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 exactly.
it's like you touch something that leads me to scientific method, science versus scientism,
Mm.
open source and knowledge, and what we really have access to. um, there is quite a lot. You hear something about these airships, that we had in the
Hmm.
past. Some they say with helium, some they say with this radium engine that had helium as a byproduct. So helium was produced on the spot, and you could just both go somewhere and also keep your height. Whoa, I mean, very interesting.
Yeah,
I just don't. It's like nice stuff to listen to, but I always have this kind of I I would like to go somewhere and see one prototype, and I don't know, like try to build with a friend a coil done like that you can do this and demonstrate that. I mean, we
yeah,
always
yeah, yeah.
talk so much, and then yeah. So I tried to contact people. I tried to get involved into groups, research stuff, try to do stuff. It never went anywhere because always it was something like suddenly someone came with a contract and you have to sign and the money and
Oh,
or yeah or someone then started to disagree, so to boycott the group. No, because it's not how I said, and I started the group and you came later, and this kind of
oh,
uh, like some they call it they call it this ego, um, the group version of the ego, let's say.
Hmm.
It's like
Yeah, yeah. I know what you mean.
yeah, it's like an ego that works inside a group. It
It
almost
makes it bigger, even.
yes, and also almost disconnected from who the group is made by. I mean, it's kind of a life on its own somehow. And the other problem is infiltration.
Hmm.
If you ever hear Mark Windows, that's another guy that is quite interesting to hear sometimes. Very, very going very deep into this kind of stuff. Like they, when I say they, they who? Well, they like to go very much into this kind of groups that try to do something and then like destroy
Yeah,
them from.
boycott it.
So I can see somehow that I don't know who is they and I don't know why it happened, but actually it did happen. I must say, quite quite a lot. So
And it's strange, isn't it? It's very strange that when you want to dig into some topics, no matter what topics in this world, they would say it doesn't fit in a narrative, so you will be banned or you will be cancelled. But what about that? So if I'm a stupid kid on school, they all would say, "Oh, he's stupid. Just let him be." But nowadays, if you say something different, then it's not you only stupid, but you're going to be suspended. I
yeah,
think that,
or diagnosed. You get some pills, like for that.
yeah, this woman, I don't know if you saw The Fall of the Cabal, the the
Yes.
the series
Yeah.
on Rumble, very good.
Yeah.
It's a Dutch girl, a
Yeah.
woman,
Yeah.
uh, Jasmine Osbaard. I hope I pronounced it well.
I don't remember. Yes, but yeah, yeah.
But
I remember she was
she's
Dutch.
been missed now. They don't know
Oh.
where she is. And I'm
Hmm.
going to get goosebumps all over. So that's my energy that I feel that or something is wrong, or I hope she's safe
Exactly. I hope the
in a
second too.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah, because she
but
digged into some stuff.
yeah,
And
she
as you
did a
said,
very amazing overview of, and
yes.
so detailed and in depth, and yeah, yeah,
Wow.
that
But
mm,
that's the thing, right? That just like you said, you got so much information, you want to have more answers, so you want to dig more into that in that narrative, and then all of a sudden, or you can't find anything, or you will be boycotted, or you will be cancelled, or you will be killed for no
yeah,
reason.
yeah. I think if you go over a certain, I don't know exactly how and what kind of. I mean, then hmm, again you touch something interesting because then you start to go into this kind of dark stuff like yeah, then you start to talk about underground bases and tunnels and aliens
Adrenochrome.
and oh my god, I mean, and I don't say it's not true because there are some signals that are coming up that says that something is really wrong somewhere. I don't have doubts about that.
Hmm.
Um, I could say, fortunately, I never had any connection directly with anyone, so I could see the consequences of what happened, but I didn't see the sources or people involved. But you hear from these from right and left about this kind of stuff. Um, when you say confusion and information, yeah, I was thinking, yeah. Uh, Yesterday my wife came home and the car had basically no lights, just the deep beams but not the normal ones. So fortunately it has both these kind of day LED things,
Hmm.
and then she used the fog lights so that just not to get some kind of police and problems and what. So I was like, oh, normally what happens is one goes, you burn one bulb,
Hmm.
and you don't necessarily realize that because if you don't look in front of a wall, for example, you see some light, you don't know exactly where it comes from. She probably didn't notice that, like
Yeah, yeah,
for a certain period. But when both go bad, then you see it because you don't have light anymore.
yeah.
So I was thinking like at first I thought like what, it's just strange that just both at the same times. I start thinking like maybe it's not just the bulbs, maybe it's a fuse.
Hmm.
So I tried to see if someone ever wrote anything inside somewhere in the internet, a
Uh-huh.
car model, more or less the year. Uh, First of all, there's no fuse for those lights there, so that's a one problem. And the second, we go exactly where you said, like, and it also, I wrote some keywords for myself to for this episode, because it's funny when you try to research, do some research and try to find something. You have idea actually of how much crap you find
Oh.
before you can find something useful and decently written and that has some real information. Otherwise,
Mm.
you find like such an amount of crap
Yeah.
that it's like, and it's the same can happen when you feel not good, you have some problems, you have a pain here. You start to get like, what the hell is that? Go in the internet and look, you are dead. I mean,
Yeah.
you are dead.
Yeah.
Oh, you are basically dead, cancer or something. You're dead, but
Yeah,
that's it.
something bad.
You
Something
can
for
just choose.
sure.
Yeah, you can start to choose the kind of wood for your funeral casket. Is
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
can go the flowers. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, quality of what people write is miserable. First
Hmm.
of all, the quality of the information we are exposed is miserable too.
Oh yes.
I don't even know, and I'm back to the energy stuff now, because
Hmm.
I don't even know if, or maybe I do. I don't know. The internet as we know it, for what I know, was started by DARPA. So
Uh-huh.
it's like, yes, not invented, but spread out and started. We are talking about the Pentagon department. So, well, I don't know. Should we expect something really good out of that? Or can we say they put it around to create a system, first of all, ready to
Yeah.
be switched off at will, and
Yes.
second, eventually turn on with certain ideas. For example, do you have your digital ID? Good. If you don't, you're out.
Yeah.
And
It's a
third,
control mechanism.
yes, absolutely, because you get used to this comfort, like fantastic video conferencing. Oh yeah, cool, but we are still relying on a structure that is not under our control
Oh
finally.
yeah. And it's the
And
same when you are with a group of people like 9 to 15, 16 years old, when they have internet, it's
yeah,
okay. When you switch off the internet,
oh
hell is breaking loose. They lose
yeah, yeah,
their
yeah,
minds because they
yeah,
don't have internet.
yeah,
And I was remembering a time when I didn't have a telephone.
yeah,
I was riding motorcycle, so my girlfriend at that time, or my wife, she said, "You need a telephone when something happens."
yeah, yeah,
And when I got that device, it was a Nokia, the real stuff. You
yeah,
can
yeah.
throw it through a wall and it's still working. It's,
Yeah,
it's not
the
crashing
wall
any.
will no, the wall will be broken, but not the
The
telephone.
wall will be
Yeah, yeah,
broken, exactly.
yeah. Sure.
That's one of the things that when you
Mm,
go to the toilet nowadays,
yeah, yeah.
you
I
will be
think
interrupted.
yes, or I think people, they will write on Facebook that they will go to the toilet before to go to the
Oh
toilet.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
that yeah. And look what it did. Look what it did.
And put a
And it's
like on
funny.
it.
Here in the Netherlands, we have this plateau on our toilets. So basically, you can see what you have been dumped, right?
Oh,
Yeah, but it's very strange for a lot of people that come here to the Netherlands. But the funny thing is, you can check your poo.
okay.
Your poo is telling everything about your body,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it's
sure.
good or not. When you're
Sure.
shitting green poo, you
Yeah,
got a
that's
problem,
something
sir.
wrong. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah.
white, or with blood in it.
Hmm.
So it's and that there's so many things that are, as you said before, they're pushed outside, and they give you so much information, but they don't give the essential information you need.
Mm.
But the thing is, for me, when it's the most plausible thing for a theory or something like that, like that
then
I
it's
say,
out.
okay, this is the most plausible, then I would say I would go more into that direction.
Mm-hmm.
That would not say that I would say this is the direction.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And,
absolutely. Yeah.
and that's what a lot of people do with pointing, as you said, A, B, C, D.
No, I understand, and that's my take, especially recently. I mean, in the last few years, you really start to. I remember at the beginning of this Corona shit. Um, I I I don't know. I didn't know what to think really. We were coming back from Vietnam that moment
Uh-huh.
when they started to saying some stuff, and we had some Chinese people in the plane coming with us. I remember, and we were starting to think like, oh, will they check the temperature at the airport? It was like, get start to get a bit nervous. Not so much because of what was happening, but because I basically don't like the airports in general, because I feel it a place where they can basically lock you up at any moment. I mean, it's like
Yeah, for no reason.
for no reason, and also you go from one place to another through certain gates, certain strange doors, and what I mean, it's like, if something goes nuts for any reason, they just can, you are basically locked in, or what, and they can decide for some reason if you can go where, when. I mean, it's not, I don't
Unbelievable.
know, I don't like that. So when it happened, I was like, then a short period of time they started with the masks, with this and that. I remember at the beginning, the first time I went out without a mask to have to buy some stuff, I had to say, I remember some days I went and I put a mask. I mean, not because I believed that the mask was doing something, and today I feel almost shame for that, but it was like the step you have to take to go against everyone. You have to just say, all
Hmm.
right, I will do it. 1, 2, 3, go, I will do it. And it's like, ugh, it's
Yeah, it's a psychological
yeah,
and
yeah, it's a
physical
war.
torture that you have
Yes,
to go
it is.
through to say no.
Exactly. Then I did, and I remember very well the first time in that supermarket where I did. It was like you feel like a criminal, like it's
Yeah.
like I just buy the stuff quickly, go home. Hopefully, no one will say anything. First of all, no one said anything. So the second time I was like a bit more relaxed, and then it went on. But the first, and then I started to hear this, that, listen to this and that. Makes no sense at all. So right at the beginning, yes, I was like quite, what the hell is that? And then it was immediately clear that stuff was really going bananas, and well, I fortunately never took a test, and of course never got injected, and that's good. But
Me too.
but I had to fight. I mean, I had to fight. They wanted to fire me, and not, they didn't say that to other
No,
people.
but
They
yeah.
actually say that, but I was forced to bring a paper every week with a test, and I brought a paper that I wrote, where I wrote that no one and nothing can actually force me to do anything medically, and if they want to go further, they can go further. I will not do it.
Hmm.
And at the beginning, it was like, this rigid thing. Then they choose the smooth way. They just ignore that and like go. And
Did
okay.
you before COVID broke out, did you have the feeling, because you're living in Europe, in Denmark right now, and probably not, the news is of course a totally BS story what they're telling, but there were these little fires going on in Europe, and I mean with people that stand up against governments, against regulations and new laws. like the yellow
Mm,
vests in Paris. And I was thinking in
yeah,
that period, they gonna figure something out to stop us doing that.
I
And
didn't
then
connect
COVID
that.
came.
That yeah, yeah, I didn't connect that. But now, yeah. Well, the the Paris, especially the Notre Dame, the church, right?
Oh yeah, it was a beautiful church.
Yeah, but mm, very strange fire. I
Very
mean,
strange.
um, it started quite in a similar way as this Malawi in the
I'm
Hawaii.
gonna look it up. When was that? It's gonna be a
Um,
Freemasonry.
mm,
Uh,
I don't know. It's yeah, but it was like some months before, or where are we? Yeah, something.
yeah,
When was it?
and it was really strange because
I
it
mean,
was really strange.
it's yeah. There is a lot of wooden structure in the roof of that church. I have been there up there because the organ is very much up. So to go up, I saw also the tower and how it's built. It's a lot of wood, of course. Yeah, like all
Hmm.
the old churches. But there are some. I remember some videos where you could see some kind of whitish. Um, I don't
Smoke.
know. Yeah, no, 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 no. It's the same effect you have when you have a big, a big lens under the sun,
Oh
and
yeah.
you focus and you see these kind of. It's like the laser does. It's kind of sparkling white, very bright things that you. It's like what's going on there? I mean,
Yeah. It
and
was on 15th April 2019.
okay, so that's really like just 7, 8 months before the 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 pandemic thing.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
or no,
And it's
well, no,
also a cathedral. I was in the cathedral, passing by a few times on Cologne, the
oh,
big cathedral.
yeah, oh
It's
yeah,
beautiful.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we were on a way back from Germany, and we had some time left. And my
Mm,
girlfriend, she said, "Should we go there?" I said, "Yeah, why not?"
that's beautiful
And
and
it's
so
very
big.
nice that
It's enormous. Yeah, yeah,
it's enormous, but
yeah.
it's so cool that when you're standing in line, because you have to stand in line, because if
Mm.
there's
Oh yeah, they
a
make
service or something like that, then you have
yeah,
to, you know. But
yeah,
it doesn't matter where you come from. If you come from Pakistan, you believe in Buddha, or you're Turk,
yeah, yeah.
everybody
No.
goes in there because it's such a
Mm.
tremendous building.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
really awesome. And I think that's one of the buildings that also connected with frequencies, and I mean the frequencies by people.
Yeah, it can be both. Yes, it can be
Yeah,
both.
I think it's both. It's the
Mm.
same when you're in a group of 50 people that do not know each other, and somebody plays an instrument,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
you're familiar to the sound, or you're familiar to the song.
yeah.
I was once in Prague, in the oldest
Oh, that must.
cafe in the world,
Yeah.
and there was a guy who's playing accordion, right?
Yeah.
But he was playing, for me, uh, well, it sounded for me like tulips out of Amsterdam, tulpen uit Amsterdam. And it was so funny. There were more than 10, 15 international people in that building,
Hmm.
and they all started to sing their own
Their own
song,
version. Yeah.
their own version. But everybody in the same, it was, that's what brings us people together, I think.
Yeah. 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 There are some languages that are actually to go. We go back to the very beginning, the first question you asked, because thinking about the fact that I came here to Denmark from Italy, and the cultural shock and the still, I mean, I'm not that. mm, how to say that? I mean, of course, I'm grateful, thankful that I'm here and that I can do what I do,
Mhm.
but obviously the mentality is different, and sometimes you can have some clashes, like some mental.
Breakdowns.
but 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 music is a universal language, so that's what you said. It's sometimes, and I can see that it can do stuff, like
Yeah.
I have I like to do that, by the way. I play for this dementia centers also. The church has this kind of collaboration where you have these people with this kind of Alzheimer,
Uh-huh.
and this you can see, like, I don't know, it's like that one goes with some I don't know, scalar energy weapon. You go like it's, you see the change, like some people they got excited, some
Uh-huh.
people they just got totally quiet, they start to sing stuff that some people they can't even say their name, but from somewhere they get that stuff that maybe was
Yeah,
from
yeah, yeah,
child,
yeah.
and it's so crazy how much you can do with a stupid out of tune piano that no one take care of still. uh
Oh yeah, yeah, but
so yeah, it's very interesting, and also this could come to another point that is, I work for the church. I don't actually agree with so much
mhm,
that they say there. um
it's an institution.
yeah, but not only that, and I know that now we are touching something touchy, because
Yes. Get
because
into it.
yeah, I know that I don't know. So it's not that I'm coming to, but when I hear all the time, especially, and I don't call myself a this, a that. I mean, it's not that I am a flat earther, or I don't know. I don't even know how what the earth is. If it's a big ball, maybe it's much bigger than what they say. Maybe it's like a plane. Yes, it can be. I mean, I'm trying to leave things open for now.
Uh-huh.
uh, Scientifically speaking, if you listen to some people, there are many things that makes much more sense in a plane than in a sphere.
Mm, true.
um, what, for example, to me makes very much sense is this curvature problem, the fact that we should not see so far as we
Mhm.
do, the fact that you can see these flight routes,
Yeah.
and emergency landings and all this kind of stuff that makes a lot more sense in a Gleason's map in
Hmm.
flat rather than in a bowl. So and Antarctica, why can't we go there? Why we're not permitted to go
To
there,
do it.
and
Yeah.
what's so
The stars. Every
yeah,
night you see the
this,
same stars.
yes, exactly. I mean, every year the same, no parallax, for no crossing, and so if we are tumbling around in such many ways, and by the way, at such a speed, because if you combine the elliptical orbit, the sun, the galaxy, and everything is spiraling if we follow that model. So we should go like, if you go in the beginning of some fantasy film, you see these stars like going.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We should see something like that, I guess, or anyways in a slow motion, but not that we have the drawings, the documents from thousands of years ago, and the stars are all exactly there where they are today. I mean, that, yeah, you're right.
That's
That's
unbelievable.
it is. Um,
And every war that has been fought, there were books been burned with
yeah,
religions and
yeah,
stuff like that. So that makes also sense to me.
yeah,
And
it
also with
does.
the sun rays, they're not come when the sun would be 39 million miles away.
Yeah, whatever.
That
Yeah, don't,
then
98.
they
What?
should
How much is it? Yeah.
then all the rays should be coming straight through a cloud.
Oh, yeah. And then instead of seeing them, they call. How do you call them? It has a name.
It has a name, yeah. It has
Yeah,
a
yeah,
name.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. But the fact, yeah, I like this approach, and I would like to dig more, and I would like to discuss and talk more, and have possibility to definitely.
Mm.
What I'm not so much a fan of is the Lord Father told me this morning that it's like that, so I believe it is like that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I know what you mean. So the biblical.
Yeah,
the biblical point of view.
but not so much. Yeah, because they call it this biblical cosmology or biblical flat Earth and what. I was. I don't know. Should we say unlucky or lucky? I don't know. I got in touch with a guy. It's an Italian guy. He's called Mauro Biglino. He was translator for the Vatican for many years, and he was translating from the Hebrew language, Greek, and then to those Bibles where you have the text in all in three languages normally
Hmm.
in front of each other, so you kind of can compare.
Okay.
And he started years ago to do something like this. Like he started to say, when I translate the stuff, I try not to translate the stuff, but just to read it. I mean, if I don't know what a word means or it's not clear, I just leave it like that.
Hmm.
It's like we were saying before with the idea. I don't know if it's A or B. It's that. Let's leave it like that and go on and see what happens.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. I don't have to teach anything. I'm just give some examples just so we understand where we're going.
Hmm.
There is one word that is the glory. So there is first of all, the Bible is Old and New Testament. There are two parts.
Hmm.
The Old Testament supposedly is the original one, and the New Testament was written later and is what Christianity is based on.
Hmm.
The problem is that the codex, I mean, the books where these both come from, they come all from basically the what is called the Codex of Leningrad.
Yeah.
We are in the 8th century, so not before Christ. I mean, so it's quite late.
Yeah.
and and it's not easy not to think that so much stuff has been done with the translation. I mean,
Oh yeah.
including that you match, you make the old go and agree and work for the new, because you can. So I don't know. Go back to that. First of all, God in the Old Testament there's not such a word like that. I mean, there's no God word. There's
Okay.
not, and Hebrew word for that is not, because the Eloah is the singular for Elohim.
Hmm.
Elohim is plural, so it's the guys eventually. So he said, like, well, if I have to listen to what the theology, theos, logos, the science, no, the alleged science that is talking about God, that's what theology means. So if one has a degree in theology, has a degree in the science or the subject of God, right? So the theologists are trying to justify why what God means in this context, what God means in the other context, and so on. If you leave it like that, you leave it like that, and that's it. So Elohim is the guys there. All right, you don't know. So
Uh-huh.
at certain point, Moses had to it was forced by the people to demonstrate that that guy, not other guys, just that one, the one that took care of them, that bunch of tribes that is called Israel,
Hmm.
was really him, because they started to doubt, like they were out of the Egypt and all the stuff, and it's like, are you that one or another one? I mean, where can you show me your glory? That is not glory, because we don't translate it. So we call it, for example, we call it kavod, because that's the name, right?
Okay.
In the Hebrew. And the guy says, the Yahweh, this Eloah, this guy said, yeah, okay, I will show you that, but I cannot control it. What? Okay, I cannot control it. So if you see it, you die. So you have to go and hide behind those rocks, because otherwise you will die. And if you really want, I will show you that. Okay, good deal. So Moses went to hide, and he passed through with his glory. I
Uh-huh.
mean, of course, when you hear glory, think about kavod with this thing.
Mhm.
He passed through, and and Moses saw it, and then went back to the tent. And first of all, he had to stay out of the sunlight for 40 days because he was burned like shit. So he got burned basically by
Okay.
this. And second, um, so we are talking about a guy that had to show one thing that he cannot control, and that can burn you. Um, I mean, I'm sorry, but I don't think that we're talking about glory here.
No.
So now what we are talking about, that's speculation. I mean, or not, because there are other places. I'm what one could think is something that can fly and has probably a plasma engine on the back
Mhm.
that is emitting microwaves, and so it burns.
Just like Maui, Luana.
No, no, but it's like a flying device, like
Oh, something. Oh, yeah, yeah, something
it's
like
a
that.
flying
Okay.
thing. Yeah, yeah. So it has, or a rocket. I don't know, like something. Anyways, something that in the back spits out something that maybe is electromagnetic. I don't know if it was
Hmm.
like
Or
really
heat,
heat or
heat, basically
whatever,
heat.
or heat,
Yeah.
but basically it burns. So
Huh.
okay, so there is another passage where there is another word that is called ephod. By the way, is funny because iPhone, ephod. Okay, but
Oh,
so there is
yeah.
a guy with the ephod, and David. I think it was David, and the battle was not going good. They were fighting with a group of cousins. By the way, they are always basically their cousins.
Yeah.
So they are killing each other. Okay, and things are not going that well. So David said to the guy, "Listen, can you use your ephod and call Yahweh, please?" No, maybe he didn't say please. So
Just do
and
it.
they describe the ephod like a vest with
Uh-huh.
some colorful stones on it.
Okay.
So the guy with this thing called Yahweh, and Yahweh came flying on one little version of that other thing, and both they were riding like you ride a horse. The verb is
Yeah.
that you basically sit on that, and then they could fly low on the head of the battling people, and
Uh-huh.
went back, and they then they solved the situation. Now they didn't translate this ephod, if not with some kind of churchy word that I don't remember even what, something that makes no sense. But I mean, how, if you think, I don't, you are let's say 5,000 years ago, and you have the military guy with a radio, right?
Uh-huh.
How would you describe a radio? You don't know electricity, you don't know light bulbs, you don't know knobs, you don't know buttons, you have no idea what it, you have.
Uh-huh.
You could say it's something with some colorful stones. Yeah, well, it
Yeah.
kind of makes sense, right? I mean,
Yeah. It's the same like Eric von Diniken said. What would it be if somebody in the future comes down? Well, just like the books he has been written. What if there's something that you can't imagine in your mind that's coming down? How would you describe it? What
yeah,
would you feel?
yeah, yeah,
And that, so you got a lot of translations like the texts, but also the interpretations
yes,
that has been lost and been misspelled and
yes,
misunderstood. And
yeah,
I know what you basically touch on. And the thing with me is when you say, and it's, I respect everybody, whatever they believe. But if you believe in something, you put yourself in a box. right?
Yeah,
So you have this
mm,
device against A. Is it A? Is it Buddha? Is
yeah,
it B? Is it
yeah.
C? So when you basically say for me it's A, it's perfectly fine. But the hard thing is that you can't put out any other things that out of the box,
Yeah, you are
because
stuck. Yes,
yeah,
you're.
because
Yeah,
the
yeah.
people again will say, "Hey, well, what you are doing, just like you're
Mm,
walking down with no
mm-hmm,
mask in a masked area, everybody's want to kick you out because you're not telling their story, their narrative." And if we see the Bible right now, the most people that have one, I have one here
mm-hmm.
in version, like what's it called,
King James.
King James version.
Okay, yeah.
It's a well, it's a nice book,
Mm-hmm.
but the Bible was been bring down. I think there are 66 books lost from 100 something. So
Mm.
what are the other stories, and
Yeah, there are actually some things that they found. One in particular is quite interesting. Is called the documents of Qumran. They found they found some missing stuff, but yeah, what you're saying also is very interesting. If Also in the age where the Bible was practically in use, in use what it was, a story, it was a history book. I mean,
mm,
that's probably what it was like. I don't know if it was written for them or for someone else. I have no idea,
mm,
but it was written for sure by many people. Also some prophets that they call in the Bible, Isaiah, for example.
uh-huh,
Yeah, but there are, I don't remember if three for sure, if not four different uh, hands, and it covers 3 or 4 centuries. So
yeah,
it's not even clear who did it. I mean, it's obviously not possible to go there. The Hebrew, as you know, has no vowels, so it has only the consonant, and then the vowels, if you want later, they started to put them on top like a little signs.
mm-hmm.
It's enough that you move a bit of this, like, I call them the fly shit, like the little.
Yeah, 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 the little dots.
If you move a bit, you can change everything. So
Absolutely.
it's like very difficult. And anyways, some stuff are quite clear. I mean, we are out of that, of the guy with the radio, and the other guy with the flying thing, and what about sacrifices? I mean, it's full of stuff. It's full. The Old Testament, it's like burn people, burn animals. Like, he
Yeah.
liked a lot the fat on top of the kidneys. That was the best.
Huh.
And it seems that it had some effects similar to the THC for us. That's quite clear because he wanted that.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
and it was I don't remember the name now, the Hebrew name for that, but it was 4 or 5 liters of alcohol a day they had to bring. So
wow, was a good
it,
God. He
it
was
was
drunk all
it,
the
it
time.
was going it was going good, but the funny thing is, it's not the Bible. In Rome you have the same tradition. In Greece, you have the same tradition. In
Mm,
India, the Brahmana, the Vedic scriptures, they talk the same stuff. Uh,
yeah.
it's very much the same. So it's not just him. And in the Bible, there are many others. That's why you find many places where he says, like, you people have to make sure that you are with me, not with the others. You will not have any other Eloha than me. That
Huh.
means that obviously there are others. I mean, but not other gods. That's not that. I mean, and there is a big misunderstanding. I think also with the Satan and the devil. Like, because there are some other names in the Bibles, in the
Oh
Bible.
yeah.
there is Baal, there is how
Lucifer.
it's called. Nah, nah, no. Actually, there's no Lucifer. Uh, not that name at least, and not in the Bible. I mean, then
No, no, not in
yeah,
the Bible.
they
No, no.
started to call it like that. But the Satan, by the way, is a lawyer. It's in the ages where the guys were not there anymore, so they had governments made by some, they called them judges, so it's like a legal power basically.
Oh,
And the Satan was one of them that um, had the task of um, try to defend the counterpart, like for example,
okay.
you know, you need, if you, it's like when you don't have a lawyer and you are in a court,
Uh-huh.
you get a lawyer assigned by the
Yeah, by the
court.
judge. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's something like that. Basically, it was the reason to for that to be there was to try to defend the counterpart, and if the defense could not stand, that means that the counterpart was actually bad and to be accused of something. So
Ah.
that is interesting, because then the word started to be used as a name, but there are others. I mean, I now don't remember all the names. There are at least 10 or maybe 15, I don't remember. Each the other tribes were, when they were going to fight, they were with other guys, not Yahweh.
Ah.
So they have the name, and there are clear places. I think the second book of the Kings, I hate the people citing like King 7 7 7. I like, what the hell? I mean, do you? But there are interesting parts where they say clearly, I ordered you to kill all of them, including the king, the animal, the children, the everything,
Yeah,
uh,
it's a
be,
bloodshed.
because they are going with that guy and not with me, and some shit happened and what. So I mean, it was like basically a, how to call it, it's like they got assigned groups of people here and
Uh-huh.
there, and they were different guys, and they had to conquer some piece of land. We are talking about Gaza today.
Uh-huh.
It was the same shit.
Assassins.
It is in the Bible since 5,000. They are still fighting the same crap, the same place, and they cannot go. They can't get those people out.
Yeah, and
Uh,
that's one of the things. Sorry to interrupt you, but that's one of the things that there are so many people killed in the name of whatever God, whatever.
yeah, yeah,
If
yeah.
it's going to be from Moses or Mohammed
Yeah, yeah, but Christians,
or
they
Christians,
did
you
the
know,
crazy. Yeah, 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 yeah.
it's really crazy.
Yeah.
But and the funny thing is, when you look at now at the date is the 12th of the 12th, 2024.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Somebody said from now on we're gonna count the days and stuff like that. But it, it's really, and I'm gonna skip some really big branches here. So we got this beginning of time. So before Christ there was nothing.
Mm.
Ah, what about the Aboriginals? What about the Indians?
Yeah.
What about the pagans? What about the Chinese people? There were so many
Yeah.
religions that
Yeah.
were all basically in love with nature and
Mm.
celebrating and worshiping.
Yeah.
Uh, and that's one
Respecting.
other thing. Yeah, respect.
Mm.
But ether. So when you dig into alchemy,
Hmm.
normally we say we have four basically elements. So it's
Yeah.
fire, water, air, uh, uh, and earth.
Yeah.
But the missing element is ether.
Mm.
Think about Ethernet. It's connecting
Yeah, I
something.
hear that too. Yes. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, but
That's funny. Yes.
yeah,
Do you know
and
those people talking with the trees, not with the trees, through the trees,
through
like
the trees. And
that.
if you look to a tree which is probably an old oak,
Yeah.
like 100, 200, 300 years old,
Mm.
he saw some things and he couldn't move.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And he has this energy in it, the life energy.
Hmm.
And it's called also the tree of life, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
so
That's
there's
that's
so many
another old
things
thing.
to
Yeah.
dig in, which
Yeah.
are so. Oh, I
Yeah.
love this shit. I love
Yeah, yeah,
this.
me too. Yeah, yeah, me too. But and also I would like I would like to also do, like even have a chat. I mean, but because the thing of going Bible, because yeah, Bible literally, what is written, it is like that. Um, okay, but what is there? I mean, it's very problematic, and we risk that we just do that, take that step that could be actually a very brave step,
Mhm.
but you get miserably fooled by the fact that what you get to start with is something actually very far from what you think it is.
Yeah,
And then they build Christianity on top of that. So if you ask a priest today, especially the Protestants, they will say, yeah, but no, no, the God of the New Testament is not the same, because it's called the new agreement. Okay, but so why do you still keep? In fact, they are thinking to dismiss the Old Testament.
yeah. And who said that the old God was not good enough, and who said we got a new one? Who
Yeah,
agreed
but
on that?
But the funny thing is, if you ask rabbis, the Hebrew rabbis, they
Mhm.
will, when they are finished to say, get the fuck out of here because it's your business, and they are,
Uh-huh.
by the way, right, because it's not. But then they will even agree, because they themselves, they write about this kind of stuff, and they are very much into discussing, um, yeah, what is the best way to translate today, what is the meaning, why, what it comes, and the similarities with the Babylon story, and they have also, by the way, the Talmud that we don't use, and they have quite strong stuff like, I don't know. Of course, I immediately I think like, are you a goy, like a non Hebrew? Kill them all. I mean, they
Yeah,
don't deserve, or they are slaves for us. But if you don't need them, then
get rid
then
of
yeah.
him.
So, well, okay. I could maybe prefer to be left alone. And if they don't need me, they can go somewhere else. I mean, there's place enough. And but
Yeah. But the funny
uh,
thing is, I think a lot of the I would say the other religions except Christianity is based on nature.
there's a
Uh,
lot more. Yeah.
the most of them,
Hmm.
the Aboriginals, they have their rock Uluru
Yeah. Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the middle of the Australia,
Mm-hmm.
and that one
Oh
is
yeah.
for
That
them. It's very sacred and holy,
that
and now
heart like thing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
it's in the
true.
middle of
Yeah. Hmm.
the desert, just like a big orange rock,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's a sacred place. And what did he do? It, it's a tourist attraction now. So basically, everyone is stepping on their altar. What did he do with the Indians? They
Yeah.
killed them. He
Yeah.
took everything from them, and he said,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, here you have a piece of land, and you
Your
can be
your
on your own."
yeah.
Well, what the hell, people?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wake
No. No.
wake
That's
up, wake up. And the thing I like to dig into more of the religion stuff, because I want to understand what they believe and where they're coming from, without saying that I will be this or I will be that. But I
yeah.
always have a problem when it's not one story, but it's uh, books that have been written over centuries of time by different kinds of people with different look at the last 5 years where we're in right now, how
Yeah.
many things happened, so
Yeah.
we can rewrite history.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Or
that's
or,
the
or
thing,
rethink at least. Yeah, yeah,
and because there's so many things that people that can relate on, I understand. But I think with every book that you read, you would have something, maybe some knowledge, or you like one character, or you like the story, or you like the message.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's so many things that could uh, in be interested for you.
Sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, and you can survive. I mean, not survive. You can function even if you read something that you may not agree necessarily with, or maybe you can say, ah, okay, because the same uh, happens, for example, when you listen to this guy, that guy, the other guy. I don't know. Now I will name someone just to know, like David Icke,
Hmm.
or so David Icke. But he thinks that they are reptilians, or he's part of the how do you call that, uh, the organized
Oh, the New
this
World Order.
this information. Yeah, but it's like yes, it's against, but not really. You have to pay attention. I mean, yeah, okay. So Max Egan, the other guy, oh, the same because he okay. Then this, that, the other one, it becomes a, I don't know how, it, instead of being a research and try to understand stuff, it becomes again a small version of the same stuff we are trying to get out of,
Yeah.
where basically you are, then you have your gurus, you have your VIPs, you have and you are of this or of that, or, and if you are with this, then you are not. I like James
Yeah.
Corbett. No, I don't. I mean, yeah, well,
Dude,
I mean, can't you just take stuff for what they are, and maybe they make actually very much sense, and maybe
mhm.
you can disagree with other stuff, and it's okay. It's not that you have to agree on everything, and
No, no, and when you do not agree with everything, it's fine, but try to start a dialogue how the other people think and not say, "Oh, you're crazy."
it's hard.
And
Yes,
that's the hard thing for me when
yes,
when I dig into some topics and I study hours and hours and I dig
yeah,
really into that topic and I think, hey, what about this? Oh, you're crazy.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, no. What are your thoughts? Why do you think I'm crazy? You know. And the funny thing is, because you called out for David Icke, I
Yeah.
was to it was like 2 days ago. It was really funny. I was thinking about the word. Here it comes, dinosaur. Right?
Mhm.
If you put, and this is going to be, this is mind blowing. But this is just a hypothetical thought. Okay. So the Greek word dino in Greek means terrible, awesome, mighty, fearfully great. Okay.
Mm.
And now we got the saurus
Yeah,
in Greek means lizard,
yeah,
reptile. Okay, so a
yeah,
big
yeah,
lizard reptile which is
yeah.
awesome and mighty.
Mm-hmm.
What if, and I will dig into the dinosaurs later, but what if there once was a period in history that these reptilian, mighty, awesome people almost ruled the world and there was a clash and there was a war going on, so they had not much power then.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. So not with the meteorite and they blow stuff up because we still do not have any skeletons of
No.
dinosaurs because they blasted away. The skeletons we have in the museum
They are
are
all
based on a model
pieces. Yeah, yeah.
made in China.
Yes, I know that.
What
I
the?
hear that too. Stop. I mean, I know. I don't know. I hear that. So that's we are back to the, yes. I I like that because it's a bit the same. Like, and to George Hobbs in his podcast, I sent a second message that he choose not to put on air,
Mhm.
and I have no idea actually why. Maybe I didn't talk about the Bible in both messages. So the one okay, the second no, no, that's not okay. Um, but I was talking about open source. Open source means you know it probably from the computer. I don't know. Maybe you hear that about that. It means you write a piece of software for the computer, for example, and instead of saying, "Okay, I wrote it, copyright," patent, and it's in the safe box, and that's mine. And whatever you do with that, you have to go through me.
Uh-huh.
Open source is I do it, it's there. Please, is on the table. I do my version, and I can even make money on that. There's no problem with the money. It's not that.
Uh,
But if you want to take the source, I mean the code that I use to do that thing, you want to change it, modify it, and do your stuff, your version, you're free to do it.
wow.
And that means that's how it works. That's how a Linux system works.
Uh-huh.
So basically, if you have, you don't need to start from scratch all the time. And
Yeah.
that's a big problem to me, because I feel exactly that every time you start to research on dinosaurs, on free energy, or we can call it a valuable energy, other forms of, I don't know, whatever you want to call it,
Hmm.
or I don't know, the medicine, meaning not the pharmaceuticals, but meaning a way to get better, really,
Hmm.
or whatever. It's like, oh, okay, oh, great, we have the internet today, so let's go and find out. You go and basically find nothing. You have to basically build up your knowledge from scratch,
Yeah.
because no one gives the anything um, apart from few things that is put there for everyone, not just for the making money stuff. So there is
Yeah.
the money clash. That's a problem, of
Hmm.
course, and you basically always end there, because they always will say, but you have to pay the bills. You have to go to Netto and buy the stuff. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know if you have Netto there. How do
Yeah.
you
We
call?
we have we well, not in the Netherlands, but here
No,
across
no.
border in Germany, like two
Okay.
kilometers away.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
You speak German also, right?
you have to go to ABC and buy some stuff. Yeah, no, I can understand stuff, but not. I would like, actually. Languages are fantastic. I would like to understand
Love
more.
that.
Yeah, me too.
Because there are so many familiar things with the languages that I speak, like German, Dutch, and,
Yeah,
and
sure.
English.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And for me,
Absolutely.
it's no big deal. But Alex Paul said it in the podcast. When we good in some things, we we just take it
For granted.
for
For
granted.
granted. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
and
that's
and,
that's
and
true.
then my boss, I was getting into this secondhand store the other day,
Mm,
and
mm.
I saw a guitar, an Aria, and
Yeah.
I picked up the guitar. I think, okay,
The one
put a
without the
few,
body, or the one with the
yeah,
body?
just the acoustic one.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I would think, okay, I'm gonna restring it, and that will be doing the trick
Yeah,
probably.
yeah, yeah.
And then I was digging into some books like herbs, homemade recipes. What was it called? The alternative homeopathy. Just
Oh,
like a
yeah.
pile of books. You know
Mm.
what I had to pay for the guitar and the books?
Um, 20 euros? No, I don't know.
30.
Okay, that's good. Yeah,
There were some books I paid probably
yeah.
19 euros for Think and Grow Rich from Napoleon Hill.
Ah,
2 years ago, I bought it now for €1.99, something like that. Just like, what? Wow. And the guitar, I
yeah,
restringed it. And of course, because it's wood, it has to
yeah.
adapt a
Took,
little bit.
yeah, yeah,
It
yeah. Sure.
sounds fantastic.
Aria, they are interesting. Yes, they
It's
are.
and I think
I
that's
have a
basically where a lot of people that dig into a lot of topics go to.
yeah.
Why do we have this money making machine to make us miserable and to make us independent of
I
them?
don't know.
I don't
I
I don't
don't
know
know.
either.
And I don't know also another thing that is, when you touch on money, I im- I actually tried to dig on that. Mm, by the way, yeah, among the things that I should have said at the beginning, there is also the how the hell I got into the rabbit hole land, and one of those things where I don't know if you heard about that and if you remember, but uh, there was a movement called Zeitgeist.
Yes, I saw all the movies.
Okay, so
Brilliant.
it didn't go great. At certain point, it basically collapsed
Mm.
once more. by the way, because of the very same problems, because of Jacques Fresco was not agreeing with Peter Joseph, then Peter Joseph was all this, the usual stuff.
Uh-huh.
But I started there to kind of like grind some stuff like, wait a moment, how do actually banks work? Why, what is the monetary system based on the fact that you have the debt, money, and the all the mechanisms and the
Hmm.
central banks and all this shit, this that was quite interesting, and nature and nurture, why, how to see, there yeah. So I uh, what was it,
For,
2013,
yeah, something like that.
where, yeah. So I
It
was
was a
even, I was
great.
helping translating, we were doing stuff. Then, yeah, then then you have this kind of big groups, and the always has to be a pyramid.
Yeah.
So if the stuff starts to go bad there, then the rest falls apart. But yes, the money is a problem to me as well, because, well, not just to me, but because I I never had problems with money in a way that I'm not rich at all, but I never starved, let's say. Somehow I kind of managed. But the fact that at a certain point I started to dig into trading, see how it works, the forex, the commodities, the
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah.
um, and basically I had this kind of spark of interest just because I wanted to understand.
Uh-huh.
Uh, but basically, I don't see other mechanisms than, if I win, you lose. So
Yeah.
until you don't have access to some source, like, I don't know, some they call this robot that is running
The
the
AI and stuff like that.
yeah, but also this bot that is running the economy in New York, for example,
Hmm.
the Wall Street, and so basically, if you have no access to the very top sources where you know that that stuff will collapse, then you will basically like wait, and then go with, this kind of candles. When the line is going down, then you will start to speculate on the ramp when
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, but if you are an idiot from the street and you have no idea, you have basically random chances, and most of the time it's against you. And anyways, even if you get some money, you get some money because your uncle in the other side of the street doing the same lost them. So
Yeah.
is it the way to go? I mean,
I don't think so. I think the way to go is to, and I think shout out to George Hobbs because he has some really interesting knowledge from himself and also from his listeners and his guests. And I pick every episode, I pick something out. But what he says is we basically have to go back to our own communities that provide our own food and stuff like that.
yeah, I
But
agree with that.
even if you do that, I live in a very dense country. We live with 18 million people on 300 by
Mm.
285 kilometers,
Hmm.
right? And I live basically in tri-state city.
I just don't understand how, because we are not so far in the latitude. I mean, it
No,
maybe it's a bit warmer there, I think, because of the sea also, of course.
uh,
But
yeah, it could be. I think
I mean,
few degrees,
the
few
sea we
degrees.
have two here, but the problem with that, I know what you're saying. Sorry to interrupt. Just one thing, but the problem here is we have the opposite almost. There are just 6 million people, and okay, the country is small, but the problem is that the weather is so shitty that, yeah, well, you can
Can't
you can
survive.
you can yeah, you can grow some stuff 3-4 months a year if you're lucky.
Yeah,
But
but
what
that's why the Vikings went on a raid
I
to
did,
when they came to England. They said, "Wow, look at this stuff," and they were looking at them. What's
yeah,
that?
yeah,
That's just that's dust. That's ground. No, no, this is fruitful.
Yeah,
for our vegetables,
that's
because
the
people don't realize why are we always in cities, or why are cities been built, because the rest is desert, rocks,
yeah.
snow, ice. You can't survive there
Yeah, yeah,
if we
it's
do
not
not have shelter
yeah,
and warmth, or
yeah,
something to prevent
yeah,
us
yeah.
from getting from the sun.
Hmm.
We die.
Yeah, but it's not the best. There is a sweet zone around. Okay, we say like that. We have to say like that. Okay,
yeah,
around in this there is this area where actually you can make it. You can. I mean, I went to Vietnam many times because my wife comes from there, so I know that country now better than others. I mean, there, even if you have a small place, there you can survive.
yeah.
If they don't come and rape you in the night, or if the hell of the storm doesn't destroy your house and what, because yes, you have other problems eventually, or
Yeah,
if
yeah,
the
yeah.
government that is a bunch of criminals will not find out to rape, I don't know, whatever. But it's true. You can have four harvests every year.
Oh, and plenty. But you have to know what kind of soil you
Of
have to
course,
plant
yes,
what kind of food.
yes, yeah. That's the knowledge that we lost somehow. But
Yeah.
try to do, because I sometimes I get very not upset, but it's kind of sad, because it's like, oh, I would like to do more, and I would like to be more independent, and it's everything nice. You hear these people doing a lot of stuff and what, but we tried. We had a little garden. We have it outside there.
Mhm.
We got a bunch of zucchini and potatoes and salads of different kinds and herbs. Yeah, but it's not that you can survive. I mean, and if you have more because of what the earth can do
Mhm.
with these conditions, then you need more. But then you cannot even take care of that alone, because that starts to be big. And
Yeah.
even if it is, then still the ratio is not so favorable. It's not. I
I
mean,
th-
so
I think it also has to do with the uh, whatever controls it is with the food that we have now. We here normally
yeah,
have 3 meals a day. I
yeah.
don't. I don't
Mm,
have that.
mm-hmm.
I eat when I'm hungry, and I try to eat as much as fat as I can, like
Okay.
olive oil.
Yeah.
And I have castor oil, but castor oil is only for the skin, for
Oh,
some other
I hear
benefits.
about that. They say, yeah, that's very good. Yes.
And
Yeah.
nuts, I eat quite some nuts.
Yeah.
Uh, I live in the Netherlands, so yes, there's cheese in my refrigerator, but
Mm.
I eat this knekkenbread, waza,
Okay.
but only the what's it called for?
That's funny because it's very, very similar here. The name is really similar.
Yeah,
Knäckebröd.
knekkenbread, huh?
Yeah, yeah, we call it the same.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
basically, I ate a lot of sugar,
Mm. Yeah.
and like a
That's
normal cup of coffee, I was putting three sugar cubes in it.
spoons. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and now I'm still quite addicted to chocolate. I
Mm.
love chocolate, and that's one of the only sugar things that I'm going to get in. And
Mm.
also, I like to drink sometimes,
Yeah.
not that much as I used to do, but I
Mm.
like to have a beer or something like that.
Mm. Mm.
And but basically, my diet is being cut down,
Mm.
and I lost so many weight. I was the ketogene diet. We talked
Okay.
about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I was cured about vegan and vegetarian. I'm
Mm.
cured now
Mm-hmm.
because when you're, for example, when you live in Sweden, when the
Mm.
salmon comes,
Yeah.
you can say I'm a vegetarian. Yeah, you're basically gonna die because there's nothing left.
Yeah.
There's only fat fish.
Yes.
And if you
Yes.
don't eat the fish or the beef, which can support a half a village if you have a cow,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
not mean in a productive way as they
No,
do
no,
now.
no. I understand, and I totally agree. And that's the problem, that some they write the books or they preach their stuff, but it depends where you are, and it's very human. I mean,
Hmm.
and if you cannot eat it all, you put it in a funny can, and it goes like it ferments, and then you open and it does and
Oh,
do you know
uh,
that?
the Swedish fish, surströmming.
Yeah.
Oh, my friends
That
did that. I had to film it, and we did it outside, luckily. But the can almost exploded, but there was
yeah.
nothing, almost nothing in it. It was a bad can. Then
Oh,
they rang me
okay.
in the middle of the night, and they were drinking beers. Hey, we're gonna
Okay.
open up the can. Yeah, they bought a
Ah,
new
okay.
one. I
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
no way, man. I'm not. No way. And it's it's also funny
Yeah,
because
but that's a way to keep it. I mean, that's a way to keep
exactly.
it.
And
So,
in the early days, like my grandfather and grandmother did, they made stuff in
mm,
pots with a lot of salt. Of
mm-hmm,
course,
yeah,
here in the Netherlands, it's a delicatessen. It's
yeah,
herring. It's
yeah.
coming from the sea, and it's only perverted. No, what's it called? It's been made in a lot of salt, and you eat
How
it raw.
how do you call it in Dutch?
Maatjes, hering,
Ah,
haring.
yeah, haring. Okay, I think it's in Danish it's called sil. I think it's the same. It's very fat fish, right? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, it's very fat,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know that. Yes,
and
sure.
we of course have some Vincent van Gogh with the potato eaters. So the
Yeah,
people that were basically working all the day, they only
yeah.
had potatoes.
Same here. Same.
It's
The
I think
same.
it's called
Very same.
herring, haring, and
I can be definitely, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because in Italian it
herring.
has
Yeah,
actually very same name, and in Danish not. But Danish is strange language. Sometimes it goes.
but the
But
funny thing is, I can go out now. I can go out now to any
Mhm.
water that's like pool, a big pool
Yeah,
or a
or
river. I
yeah.
can fish and I can get probably something to eat tonight.
Okay,
But with
okay.
crops, I have to wait for the seasons, and I have to wait till I
Yeah.
harvest them until I can eat them.
Oh, and if you can, because then you
If
have
you don't
the
spray it,
okay, that's another problem. But if you know what you are doing and you don't spray, then you have the animals that will like it as much as you do, or the insects or the other plants. And what the hell? I mean, yeah, you have to know what you do, and it's great, but
you
not that everywhere you can. That's a
no,
problem.
you
Yeah.
have to dig into the ecosystem for once,
Hmm.
and you have to dig into nature. How does nature work?
Isn't it this kind of permaculture idea?
Yeah,
Kind of, yeah. I like that really a lot. And I don't know anything, so I would really like to know more about that too. So that's interesting.
yeah, they got a great podcast. Permaculture. It's called the Pimp
Yeah,
podcast.
there are several. Yeah, well, I should try to find one. Yeah, if you say that, I will try that. Yes, sure,
Well,
great.
I think there are so many topics, Dario, that we can touch based on and that we can talk about.
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
first of all, I want to shout out to you for skipping on this, hopping on this podcast, so as they say, and to share your knowledge and to have this great conversation with me. Shout out, of course, also to the Firmamental brothers, uh, which not only introduced me more into some stuff that they were basically on, but also pushed me to do this. And
Yeah,
that came from George Hobbs, which made some great podcasts, and I was digging into some stuff that I didn't knew about that was some kind of interesting for me, and I said, okay, give it a try, give it a
mm-hmm.
try,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, somehow it's all connected, right? So I was,
Yes,
of course, talking to my brother Snake, Raul, Claude, and Alex are also brothers for me. You are my brother because this is something when, as I said before, if you say stop, you're an idiot because you talk about some stuff that you do not understand. That's the main problem because we're
yeah,
all fixed in this box,
yeah. I
and
I
I don't
I
like
hope
boxes.
I
No,
hope that yes, that we can also go. I think the guys in the firmamental, from what I could hear, um, I found much more in a much more open way, some a place, a people to yeah, that I could interact with.
Mm.
I think George is doing a tremendous job. The only thing that I'm not so at ease with is that it's quite clearly in a certain direction in this Bible thing, and I feel a little bit that it's not that easy to talk, because it's like I don't want to go against anyone in a I don't want to offend anyone. It's not at all that the point. But I would like that it was a bit more possible just to talk about something, and not all the time relate to certain things. So
Exactly.
what happened to me is, again, to try to cut it short, but while I was trying to research more about energy stuff, I got in touch with a guy that was living in England. We started talking. He did massive research into that field, and interesting. So he was participating and tried to do something with in the very same group where I was also, and I was just doing also other stuff. I asked him some like, what do you think about this and that, and he saw one thing that I made where, in fact, there was a kind of this planet on the background that
Uh-huh.
was there just as a background. I must say I didn't even think about that. And he said, like, I like this, I like that, I like that. There's just one thing I don't like. And I said, oh, what did I do some shit? I mean, no, the Earth is not round. I said, what the hell, really? Even you? Is it true? Are there people really still in this kind of stuff? I mean, it was like a seed, and then I just left it there, went on, and everything. This guy died, of course, in not clear circumstances, and I
Oh.
don't know what happened to him. But some months later, I started to have, this kind of
This weird
like,
feeling.
yeah, but also like that. Can it be that this guy sounded to me like a very rational, intelligent, a person that tried to dig into stuff and try
Mhm.
to understand. Can it really be that he was so stupid? I can't, almost cannot be. So I started like, okay, let's try to see what happens with this flat Earth, and started to look here and there, and I was very much aware that there was a lot of crap around. Like I told you, I'm digging inside the crap for the last 30 years, so that's not something new. So one thing I tried was not even to start to understand what's really going on with that stuff, but more like, where is there some source, some place where some people are talking that are not like, uh, I don't know, going nuts. And I
Yeah.
must say that George's podcast was one of those places where I, especially the first episodes, um, I was like, oh, finally someone is trying to just put stuff on the table and
Mm.
and present them in a quite. He has a wonderful way to talk. He has a nice nice voice, nice everything
Yeah.
works quite good. So it's like, oh, that's good. So I don't say that I don't like it anymore. It's not that, but I think it took a very much Bible direction that I have some problems to cope with because of all the other stuff that are kind of. So I didn't take a position, but yeah, sometimes it's like, again, another guest that starts with Jesus and the Lord, and yes, okay, good, but it's not called the Sunday church worship
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so try to dig a little bit into some stuff. Otherwise, it goes. Where did you find the flat earth. Oh, it was that morning where Jesus finally. It turns me off, I must
Yeah.
say.
And the funny thing is, when you talk about flat Earth, what the things that I went through in my rabbit holes were the ancient cultures that already told that that the Earth was flat, and there was a
Yeah,
Sheol and stuff like that. It was
yeah,
way before,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and of course, if you look at the clay tablets,
Hmm?
um, and and there's so many things that you can say, whoa, wait a minute, these people weren't stupid. We are
Oh,
looking at the Egyptian pyramids right now because there are pyramids all over the world.
yeah,
But we look at
yeah.
the pyramids in Giza, I think it
Underground.
is, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
we think, wow, how did he build it? Well, these people weren't stupid.
No.
So how could you say that the things that they believe were stupid because we were now spinning on the ball?
But see, it's quite easy to say, they were primitive, like
Yeah,
that's the technique that the
but they survived.
first of all, and second, the pyramids are still there. So yes, they were primitive, but try to do that now and see what happens. I mean, if you don't have, I don't know what they used to cut, like the things so perfectly. Someday they I don't remember who was talking about clear signs of some drilling machines in the inside.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
so I mean, yeah, stupid or not, finally, we still cannot give a good explanation about that, or at least we are not allowed to from some certain powers to go into certain directions, and so
yeah.
we have
There's
to.
no open source. There's
Yeah,
nothing like,
yes,
okay,
yes,
we have here. You want to dig into that, whatever topic it is.
yeah,
Here's the
please do.
information we have. Make up
Yeah,
your own mind. No, no, no,
yeah,
no. We tell
uh,
you
yeah,
what you have to think,
yeah,
and it's
yeah.
ridiculous. You're an asshole. You're an idiot. Go
Yes,
away.
they can, but they are. It's like kind of techniques to just send the people far away and not risk that anyone will be brave enough to get. I mean, from what I know, and again, I'm just talking for something that I heard and not for something I tried. I didn't take a boat and try to go near to the Antarctic
Yeah,
or to the ice wall or whatever you will. But what I hear is that basically what will happen is that as soon as you are at a certain distance, some military ship will catch you, and they will stop, and they will or arrest or send you back or whatever. I mean, why if there's nothing to see there?
yeah. And I got another one for you, and this is spinning in my mind quite some time because of course you got Jesus Christ number 33, and the masonries are making mocking of them, right? So the
Yes,
Satanist.
full of that stuff. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
but if you
Mm.
look at the checkboard and the Masic temple stuff that you can see,
Mm.
these
Mm-hmm.
pictures show you like the moon and the sun and stuff like that. um what if, well, how do I say it? What I'm trying to grab my mind what I'm trying to say here.
Mm-hmm.
So we see now the things like that they're related to 33, but what if the masonry are the ones that not telling you have to believe in God, but you have to believe in this system that makes sense, but we're not going to tell you.
Yeah,
But it's
but
correlated with the number 33 and stuff like that, and that's really, you can call it Satanist or the evil or stuff like that, but it has some really relations with each other
there is a
somehow.
lot of numerology. Yes,
Oh yeah,
but also, yeah. Uh, I think again that guy Mark Windows is the same guy I was mentioning before about the infiltration of the groups. He did also some research that I was listening to. about this kind of the origin of, I mean, if Jesus was who he was, um, and if he was at all what they say and what, that's, I don't have problems with that. It's not that the point. The point is, what do you do with that?
Mm.
Because what you're saying is, and it seems something, it's a possibility that um, at certain point they started to go with a real truth movement. I think it was called the way, from what I know, and it was basically the let's say the source of Christianity before Christianity became what we know it today. And it was basically this, what we are talking now. It's like, if something is not clear, you work and try to make it clear. And what you aim is the truth. Is
Mm.
not a religion. It's like a way to be. So
Yeah.
I'm all for this. I mean, and that's why I like the open source idea that you can apply to also to the medicine. You were mentioning that you also don't use any kind of, this shower gel
No.
yeah.
No.
So I had problems with skin. Who knows why? I mean, when I've been cured for the cancer that is the reason for my eyes to not be and be what they are, what's left. They used, of course, the stuff that they had at that time. So very heavy chemotherapy, and the liver, probably you can do the pate with that, um, and so on. So at certain point, I noticed, because the dermatologists, so the doctors, they will give you all these kind of heavy, um, the cortisone, all the
Yeah.
medicines. So and they can solve the problem in a way, but no, sorry, no, they don't solve the problem. They let you feel better for a while, but they are so heavy, and you feel it quite soon. So at certain point, I for a period I went Aleppo soap like you do, um, and it's the only problem for me was that it's still drying your skin quite a bit,
Okay.
uh, even if it's like, I don't know, it's like ages better than anything that you can buy in the shop.
Yeah.
That's, yeah. So
But I think that, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
no. It's already good, but it, to me, it still was. You had this kind of like drying. You know when your skin is a bit pooling. It's like,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
so. So I went one step further. So I stopped even that, and what I do is now I prepare a solution of water and baking soda, like sodium bicarbonate.
Oh, I love that
Uh,
stuff.
and that's it. That's my shower gel. That's it. So,
Okay.
and it washes great. I like it. It's I don't know how to say. Um, when, I don't know, you have shower like often. If it's not often enough for some reason, you start to have the skin exfoliating a bit. If you don't feel okay,
Yeah.
after that it's like you knew. It's like start think I bought in Germany 10 kilos of baking soda.
Yeah.
So for a while I'm okay.
Yeah, yeah. And coconut oil. You
And
told me about
coconut oil,
coconut oil.
yeah. So the two things are in different combinations. So the solution is like, I don't know, in a the spray bottle for
Yeah.
whatever you can use. It would be great for to have it. I have to find out a better way, because the stupid plastic, they break very very soon.
Oh,
But
yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's annoying. I have to find out. I had an idea, but we can talk about that one day. Like maybe,
Yeah.
this with a compressor, and this
Yeah.
kind of pressure bottles with the valve of the bicycle. You charge it, and then it's a, you can go like, okay, I have to find out something. But solution of baking soda and water, hot water, so that the baking soda is dissolving. How strong it has to be depends on you. So you have to try a bit. And I use like 3-4 teaspoons on a 1 liter, let's say.
Uh-huh.
And that's the shower gel and shampoo and whatever, it doesn't matter. Then uh, I normally do not even do it anymore. The deodorant, like
Yeah.
I just take coconut oil and put it,
Uh-huh.
and then I pinch of soda and put it, because it will stick immediately with the
Yeah, yeah,
coconut oil.
exactly.
So
I
you don't
make them
even need.
myself.
I did it, but I find it here it's cold as there it is.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The coconut oil, it becomes a
It's
piece
true.
of stone.
Yeah, 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 exactly. I put it in a
So
warm place.
yeah,
I do it.
that's
I do it
one
with.
way.
I
Yeah,
think
you.
it's maizena. It's called,
Yeah, yeah, yes, yeah. It's cornstarch. Yes,
and
yeah, yeah.
you can put some one or two drops of
Drops of oil or
ethereal
something.
oil in it.
Yes, yeah,
But
yeah,
the
yeah.
funny thing is, I never felt better and never smelled
No,
better
never the
because
same.
I'm a
Yeah.
human. I don't smell like tropical peach
No,
or
no,
like
no.
Antarctic ice cold. What the hell?
And by
And
the way, Antarctic. What?
yeah, 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 yeah.
No,
It's
I'm
very
joking.
freshy, and you can go there.
Yeah, sure.
It's for your private parts. Don't go there.
No, no, but that's great. I just saying, I got so bored by having to mix the stuff with this weather and everything, that basically now even if it's very how to say, hard,
Yeah,
but if you with a spoon, no, no, with a finger, you can
with a
just
finger.
take
Exactly.
it up, and you melt it, and then you use it on yourself, and then you take a little pinch of baking soda, and you apply it after, and it will stick, and that's it. I don't just do anything else. And
I used to drink it in the mornings when I go out of bed. Just
I
take a
I
glass of.
know, yeah, I know that, yes, that you can do it. I just did. I forgot the toothpaste.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's the oil pulling Indian technique. So you basically teaspoon of not even full, just as much as you like, of coconut, and you eat it, and then like 1 spoon of soda, you eat it, and then you melt it in your mouth, and you
swish it.
you swish it quite hard, trying to swish it all directions.
I
And
do that too.
I normally, that's my, and then you brush. I normally brush the teeth while I still have it inside,
Uh-huh.
so you can go and reach those parts where you couldn't so much. I normally spit it in a jar, because if you put it in a down the
And the
drain,
sink, yeah, it can go bad.
it can clog your, yeah, because it
Yeah,
gets
yeah, exactly.
so at least here, if you are somewhere else, you can do it different. But okay,
No, same problem here. Well, how
and
many
then
degrees do you have now?
oh, now I think it's -2, -3 something. But
Oh,
it's zero normally this period. It's like it has been snow quite a lot until, yeah, until last day. It's 3 days ago. It was like some, say, 15 centimeters of snow,
oh
and then
wow.
yeah, yeah, it came quite wild, and then it melted suddenly. Here, the weather is very is changing very, very fast, because there are no protections. You have the sea in the side of England, in that side,
Uh-huh.
up and east. So basically, there's nothing, no mountains, no protection. So it's enough that the wind will change, and you can go from -15 to +4, and in one night it's like
Wow.
crazy. Yeah, yeah,
Well,
that's.
here's raining really a lot the
It has
last
been
few days.
raining a lot this
Oh,
period also here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This year it was very rainy here.
yeah, it's very wet, and the problem is when when the water soaks up the soil.
Yeah.
We have here like it's like 5-6 kilometers away the Meuse, the Maas, the river,
Ah,
and he's
yes.
gonna.
You get.
It's a dragged ice river. So
Ah,
basically, normally you have a spring of water and that comes down, and that then you have a river. But
yeah.
this one is, I think, it's been built by the melting ice.
Mm.
So
Hmm.
it's not like a normal river. It constantly has its own current.
Okay,
That then
yeah.
it's a lot and then it's less.
Then it had to take also the rest, so it was too
Yeah, and
much.
it flows over
Ah,
once in a
yeah,
while. I think
yeah,
2 years ago we had a flood also.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
Holland, when we didn't have the dikes,
Yeah,
we would be underwater
yeah,
because
yeah,
1953 it was, I think it was a big disaster. One
yeah,
of the dikes collapsed,
yeah.
and basically
And
one
it,
third of the Netherlands
uh,
was
yeah,
water.
yeah, 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 yeah. That's of course like it's amazing because it is. I must say. I mean, what they did and how they managed and how old and the windmills and how they could use what they had. I think it's marvelous. It's great. But then you feel like, whoa, it's
But the
like,
funny thing is, you digged into it. I digged into it too. Windmills. We use windmills to make what's it called?
flower.
Grains and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, flower.
Flour,
Yeah,
flour.
sure.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But nowadays they say we have these windmills outside, these electrical shit.
Hmm.
It's not. These are wind turbines.
I have to remember to put it in the bullshit thing in the
Yeah,
website.
you have to put it because
Yeah.
when you're looking at the blue draft, or what's it called, the blueprint, the
Hmm.
blueprint
Hmm.
of a turbine, it never ever says that there is a source where you can store the energy that they are pretend to have. And if you look outside where they have these wind turbine parks, there's no possibility, whoever, whatever, that they're going to make energy lines connected in the ground to a central station.
That's now. I mean, I hear stuff like that, and I was like, okay, but now that you say that, yeah, I mean, now that you say that, it, what would be the most practical? Because yes, you see those, and I know some people that have their own private one, and maybe that's true. I mean, no, I think it
Yeah,
is because the guy is not stupid. I think he is
yeah,
doing
I
stuff.
think 5 or 10% are
But
really
but
harvesting
but
energy
when you yeah,
to the
but when you
grid.
say where the hell, well, yeah, they should be underground because you don't see any cable at all. Yeah, you
And
don't.
and do they have a van that collects the energy from a battery that's been stored there?
No, 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 no,
No,
no.
no,
What they
100% no.
sell, what they sell to us is and they admit that it is a problem because first of all, the wind energy is one of the most unstable thing you can
Yeah,
ever have. So you have or no wind or too much.
yep.
And if you are lucky and you are in the sweet spot, okay, then you can. And in fact, I remember that I was talking with a guy in the church where I was playing or the organist before in the other side of Denmark. We had one old windmill, like a Dutch style, the one that can
You
turn.
rotate.
Yes. So I was talking with the guy, and he was remembering when they were still using it a bit, and he said you had to know, like you had to know your weather, you had to know the days, the season. You knew when you can think like, all right, we can start it up because now it's okay, and for a while we can go, because otherwise the problem is that you cannot start and then leave the stuff half the way,
Uh-huh.
and you have to do your flower and what, and and he said like, yeah, but it's not that every day you can. I mean, it's like it's too much unreliable. It's
Uh-huh.
great, it's fantastic, they demonstrate that, it was very interesting and everything, but and also yeah, considering what it is made of, it is a wooden structure with very basic wheels and axes and stuff to transmit the movement, and
Yeah.
you have the little one to have the first energy to be able to turn yourself, until you have the good one, and then you start the big, and then you have, I mean, but yeah, first of all, it's great, it's knowledge, it's fantastic, but to have it as a reliable source of energy and think that now those white stuff are doing something serious, I don't really know. uh,
Oh, I
and
mean,
they burn a lot, I mean
oh
that.
yeah. Or
And
they
then
have too much power, what they say, that they can't put it in
yeah,
the grid because the grid will be overloaded.
yeah,
And it's
but
the same bullshit story
yeah.
in California when there's a heat wave. They
Hmm.
say, turn off your air conditioning
Yeah,
because
thank
the
you.
grid. But what they do is when they come home, they put in their fucking Tesla and
Yes,
put it on
exactly.
the grid because we have to drive tomorrow, but you can't use your air conditioning.
Did you hear the Australian parliament guy that said we had a solution for the electric car, you know? We put solar panels. So so when you come back from work in the evening, you can you can charge your car.
Oh, wow.
That was the
I never
best one.
thought about that. Oh my God. But the
That
thing
was one
is,
of the
I
best.
drive a lot. I drive a lot of Europe, especially in Germany and in the Netherlands. The
Yeah.
meaning for me
Yeah.
as a park is a concealed little place, right? A park is
Mm-hmm.
a
Mm.
forest where you can walk and stuff like that. It's a little place
Yeah.
somewhere. Well, a wind
Yeah.
park in the Netherlands is whole Netherlands build it full with that shit. And I was last I was in near Paderborn in Germany, which is a very old town.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
It's
completely horizon was filled with these
yeah.
things. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable. And the funny thing is, I think when I'm a so-called energy company, I can relate to 200,000 or 300,000 euros
Mm.
subsidized. I don't know.
Yeah, because they get money for, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
but the farmer who puts it on his land gets 25,000 euros, and when
Mm-hmm.
something happens to the windmill, it's his responsibility.
Hmm. That's yeah.
Yeah,
So they are out of the problem, let's say.
of
But
course. That the whole plan is based on grab more money,
yeah, yeah,
don't have any effect for yourself because you can't control it, and if
yeah.
there's any effect that could cost you money,
Mm-hmm.
make a contract that you're not responsible for it, that the other person is.
Yeah, but
It's the
that
same
guy
with the
that
car. I
yeah.
buy a car,
Oh.
it breaks down, I have my
Mm-hmm.
guarantee, and they say, no, no, that's not the guarantee. But I just bought the car for
The
$35,000.
insurance you are touching now, insurances. That's
Oh,
I'm sorry, that's another criminal bunch of I
oh,
mean, and everything is based on the psychological you know that this perception that you have.
yeah,
There is one company in Denmark that is called uh, if if
uh huh.
like if you know if so
You
it
don't make
is.
that stuff up, bro. But it's just like you said with the translation from the Bible with the iPhone.
Yes,
And what I said with the Ethernet, there's so many connections. If you really dig into that, you're going to be the mad science.
it is because if so what? I mean, so
Yeah,
if, what
we're going to
if
make a company, Dario. So what?
yeah, I I think yeah, because and the problem is that I don't know Holland. I actually have a friend living there in Rotterdam somewhere, but he's Italian too, so it's a bit different. But I don't know so much the mentality of people in general, because in general here in Denmark, it's very much system dependent. I mean, it's very much
Hmm.
you know the system that the government will do the best for you. You have to uh, do what you're told and go along your stuff, and of course you go to school, you have free education, you have to be thankful for that. You have economic help that in the US you don't, so that's a very different story. And I must say what? I mean, yeah, I know all the stories about the debt you get in to go to college in the US. I can definitely see why people are getting nuts. But then the problem is that the result is a very, very reliable flock of sheep you have. I mean, they will do what the government will say. So, and you have this kind of new it's called communitarianism, not even communism anymore. It's
Oh,
it's like your personal rights, they have no value because the the
the
greater
community.
good, yes, the greater good is more important. The problem is that
Ah,
when you give up your personal rights, you're done, and
mm,
there are no the greater good is their own, not yours. So
yeah.
you are out. And talking about isolation, you go back, we go back to what we were talking at the very beginning. Apart from the sensory problems with the sight, with the hearing, but I don't know how you maybe have a kind of work where you of course have contact with people, but it's more like a spot thing. I have some people that I risk to see every day, not so long, but the same people, around as colleagues,
Mm.
and you feel like you cannot talk of anything. I mean,
No,
you
no,
cannot
only small
talk
talk.
about zero. Yes, small talk, but in a such a level that it's like, well, I don't even know. It's like sometimes, what am I even? I mean, no, I have to do my stuff, and I tend not to be so much into this kind of small talk
Uh-huh.
thing. But they don't do anything else
Yeah,
when
but
it's
it's
not a
it's the
job.
same as you said when you go in a grocery store when it was COVID and you say
Yeah, yeah.
basically everything that you digged into, I do not wear a mask because 99% of the people are telling you just do it for the community, do it for your
Yes,
mom, do it for
that
your
was the
for
excuse.
who, for
Yes,
what?
yes.
I,
No, no,
but
no.
that's the thing, and that
Yeah, in
that's
their mind it works. It's
yeah,
damn it's powerful because they will say, but what if then you have to protect the others and you will spread the viruses.
yeah, you are the
Like,
virus.
yeah, first of all, and second, where does this come from? I mean, because there also at certain point I remember I again, see, we it's like I'm enjoying so much that I have no idea what is the time and
Yeah,
where we
it's
are.
we're almost two hours and
Great,
something.
you have to cut some stuff,
Yeah,
but
yeah, no, yeah, that's okay. That's okay. It's going to be the long one, just like with Alex
I
Post.
remember the people talking like I don't know where to go again. I'm now thinking about virology versus terrain theory.
Uh-huh.
Like again it's A or B. Again it's like the black or the white, the good and the bad, all the same shit. I don't say that I took a position, but I must say that again many points in the terrain theory make a lot more sense, like the fact that we don't get these strange things flying around and
Mm.
contaminating, the fact that you have proof that Louis Pasteur, the guy of
French,
the
yeah.
French guy that made that we know for the bacteria stuff, right? So he was basically forced to go into certain conclusions, and in the diary he wrote, "I had to change the results, otherwise it didn't work." Uh, so and there are people working with the sick people, and they never get sick,
Yeah,
or people like in the family, one gets sick, the other don't, then another one will, and yes, okay, of course you are sharing the same environment, but I I don't think really that we are talking about some stuff jumping out of your mouth and going in the other one and infecting. I don't think it's something like
no,
that.
no. It's the
And
same with the flu.
Yeah,
When
absolutely the
people say,
same.
"Oh, be careful because he has the flu," and they go
You
to
know,
the grocery store and they
yes,
but
yeah.
and there are people that could be affected because of their immune system isn't that good at that time.
Yeah, but not because the other one did like that. It's
No.
because there is a time where the body has to do certain stuff, and maybe we have some chemical signals. There
Mm.
can be. I Now you said that, I remembered at the very beginning of this COVID crap, if you had to sneeze,
Everybody was
you,
ducking.
no, you really had. Yes, I mean, I remember sometimes some they yeah, did like that, and some people behind you went 4 steps like far because you got, oh, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But
And the funny thing is of all that masking bullshit, that then you have to wear a mask, but you have to do it every time when you wear one. So when you put one on, you have to disinfect your hands on a really good way. You have to put your mask on, and if you put it back off, you have to take another one. And then
mhm,
you see these people talking to you. You have to wear a mask, and it's beneath their nose. So
yeah,
I'm not telling that it's not working because I know it's not working.
yeah,
And
sure,
I will have a paper with me that expels me from wearing a mask because of my
yeah,
religion. My
exemption, yes.
religion tells me I'm not believing and not buying in that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And it's funny because it's actually the opposite, but yeah, they understand more that than a rational explanation. Because
Nobody digs into it, Dario.
yeah,
Nobody.
yeah,
They come home. They have their leased car. They have their mortgage on the bills. They
yeah.
have kids
They
to
have to,
feed.
yes,
They
yes.
they they, they are stuck between their own limitless time,
Yeah.
and they want to. And I like also bread and play, to watch a movie or something like
Sure,
that. But
sure,
the
yeah.
last years, sometimes I watch a movie once in a month, or maybe twice in a month, because I want to dig into more. I want to get knowledge. I'm
Yeah.
not educated. I'm looking at books. I'm looking at stuff that
Yeah, yeah. You feel
that
you want entertainment, but also
yeah,
that you're
entertainment.
wasting
I
your
want to know
mind.
some
Yeah,
truth. I want to
yeah,
talk to
yeah.
people like you. I want to talk to other people. I
Yeah,
can't do
yeah.
that when I have a very narrow
No.
narrative
But I
about.
also I also can't do it physically here because we are talking here of 0.00001%. I mean, I know, I think what, two people that didn't get the job here.
Huh,
Two. That's it.
wow.
I don't know. I don't say that I know so many people. Three, sorry, three. Now I think three. Yes.
We are public
Not
enemy
bad.
number one.
I don't know, but that we are not the normal stuff. Yes, for sure we are not.
Hmm.
So at the very beginning of the mask, I remember people still in the virus theory. So not even that. Then it became like, oh, wait a moment, wait, this is just bullshit. But okay, at the beginning it was, even if you believe into that kind of stuff,
Uh-huh.
even so, even if it's true, then they give how they say how big the virus particle is supposed to be,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and if you compare it with how big the fibers of the mask is, I think, I don't remember who, I think maybe it was David Icke again, or I don't know who else, but it's like a tunnel and a golf ball.
Yeah.
That's the proportion.
Yeah.
So you are trying with a tunnel to stop a golf ball. What? Even if you believe to the shit that you're putting out, it doesn't make any sense,
No.
and even less if you just start to dig and what. So I mean, but I also had to print a thing like exemption from mask wearing. Uh, I did it later because I thought like, okay, let's put people at ease,
Yeah.
Here, for some reason, mentally, it works better if you have, okay, it's like to have the Star of Jude a bit,
Yeah.
but but it's mentally working better, so you don't need, oh yeah, you have the exemption, okay.
Yeah, you don't need to defend yourself
But you need
constantly
no
with your.
one, no one. ever said me anything.
Uh,
That's the funny. I mean, not one single time. No one said anything ever. So that was like It was everything inside the mind. Because
oh
then when
yeah,
I
but
did it, you did it, and you feel more and more relaxed, and yeah, well, I mean, actually, one girl in the cashier of the supermarket didn't wear a mask as well, and we looked at each other, and I asked like, "Huh," and she said, "I am because I have." I mean, she thought that I wanted to kind of like to be inquisitive to know what is the problem. I was like, "Ha, great! I mean, at least there's someone else." I mean, I'm not meaning anything bad, but it was like so rare, so rare. So
yeah, and it's funny. I think it's really funny because why why even if you spit out other things that you digged into, right? I want to know like discovery how it's made. You know, oh, I'm writing all, with this pencil all the day. How how, how did they figure that out that
mm,
this is going to be practical for writing? You
mm,
know that it's I want to know that. I'm curious about things.
mm-hmm,
But when people say, "Oh no, don't go into there," oh, it's like my father told me in the early days, "Don't smoke." Oh, why not? That's interesting.
yeah, yeah.
Don't drink.
Mm.
Why not? Not now. I know why not.
Yeah, yeah, but it is
But
an education problem,
it
dilemma.
is.
I
It
mean,
is.
it's like to
And
say, some they say like, hey, but the children, they have to learn by themselves with experience. Yes, but and it's true that if you learn yourself, you will uh, understand much more deeply what happened than if someone said, okay, if you put the finger there, you will burn. I mean, you will understand that,
you
but
actually, yeah,
if you
experience it.
try, you will remember it very well. The problem is, yes, there must be a limit somewhere where it's actually not bad idea to actually get some knowledge and listen to that, rather than having really to go and break your leg to understand that if you do that you break your leg. I mean, do you
But
really
that's the
need
open
that?
source. That's the open source. Be
Yeah,
careful, you can burn yourself. And
yeah,
if you are stupid enough to try it, then you experience it. But
yeah,
nowadays they don't tell you, they just let break your leg. I
yeah,
told
yeah.
you. No, no,
or,
you
or,
did not
or
tell
they
me.
do in, yeah, they do in such a way that you don't even know if you have to believe it or not, and then
Yeah,
you are like almost in the same situation as to having to figure everything out yourself,
yeah.
and with paying it with your mistakes.
Mm,
So yeah, that's that's a problem. The open source has uh, the idea is good also because not only you have on the table this thing. I mean, to do that plant, the best thing is to do this because the plant likes the soil with that pH level, and they like the nutrient that has more phosphorus than, I don't know, I'm just talking now, just example.
mm.
One other guy will not only see that and say, yes, that's true, I tried that and it works. Not only that, do you know that if you do this and that, it's even better? I mean, you keep going in a kind of constructive way, so that you actually improve, and the improvement comes back to you that were the first one that put that very much idea out. So at the very beginning in your mind, it's like, oh, but I'm giving my idea away, so it's not mine anymore.
Yeah, and we
But
have to share.
then you get back more than what you got at the beginning, if there is a healthy system, of course.
Yeah.
System meaning like environment or whatever you want to call it. Of course, if there is not the other one, we are still living in this situation where you put it out, the other one is ready to steal it,
Yeah.
and then try to make okay. So
and it's all based on money and power and stuff like that.
yeah, and what you can get for yourself. I mean, that one of the citations that I like really quite a lot is this: knowledge is responsibility. It's because it's like it forces you to go in a certain way, because it's like you will not do shit if you know that uh, that things are going in a certain way. You are more into, okay, let's I mean, if I do this kind of stuff nicely and I put it out for everyone, and I know that other people smarter than me in certain
Yeah,
fields,
fields or areas.
yeah,
Yeah,
will figure out an even better way, and I will even benefit from that. I mean, then we don't have to start from scratch every time. I mean, that would be cool.
yeah,
And you can apply it to whatever. I mean, to even to the, I mean, yeah, even to some more uh, bigger stuff, like even, yeah, what kind of place are we living here in? What's the moon? What the sun? What are the stars? Do we have?
yeah.
I want
That,
a telescope. I would like to try. I would like, yeah, but
like a collective consciousness that's looking for answers and
yeah, yeah,
shares them answers instead of no, we're on the top of the hill, we tell you what to believe.
yeah, yeah.
That's
That's his religion. That's really
that is,
religion.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And science is also religion,
Yeah,
and
the scientism, like you have a white coat, then you have the,
yeah, then you have some power.
and
Dario,
the
time
other
is
way.
flying.
Yeah,
Time is
shoot,
flying.
go,
I'm
yeah.
go. I'm gonna ask you 10
Oh my God, yeah.
questions, and these are very. It could be very hard. I'm doing my best, but they're very fast.
Okay.
Okay. So, 10 questions for my guest Dario. What's your favorite color?
Blue.
What's your favorite music?
Um, folk, uh, traditional, real stuff
Okay.
with people and instruments and real stuff. I like that.
Okay. What's your
Of any
favorite
country.
What's your favorite film or series?
Uh, Thinking that don't have a television for the last 30 years. That's a tough one. I don't know. I think I don't know. I think some documentaries, but I would not point one because I don't even know. I mean, for example, those one of the last I saw was that long one on the flat Earth stuff, like 7 hours stuff. Very
Oh
well
yeah,
done.
yeah, yeah.
How it's called that?
The history of flat Earth.
Yeah, yeah. But it could be whatever. So I don't have the yeah, Forrest Gump. I mean the title. I
No,
do
no, no,
that,
no. But
not so much on that. Yeah.
it's a hard question. I
Yeah,
know.
it is. It is.
It's a hard question.
I
What's
tried.
What's your
Yeah.
favorite book?
Oh, that's a worse one even. Uh, I think books are part of your road, so they mean what they mean when they are there, and then you go on.
Mhm.
One of the last I was reading was exactly of that Italian guy Mauro Biglino. It's called "There Are No Gods in the Bible," and that's a deep digging into translation problems and parallels with other religions. But
Wow.
that's what happened now. It's not the favorite book. So yeah.
That's okay. That's okay.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Now we have easier question. What's your favorite beverage? What's your favorite drink?
Is it easy? Uh, Funny enough, I think coffee. Even if,
It's not
yeah,
funny.
to me,
Italian.
coffee,
Italian. You
yes,
need an espresso, una cafe.
that's the little coffee. Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I drink two a day,
Oh,
like that. That's it.
I love it.
I love the taste. So they actually, it's not so much caffeine inside an espresso.
Mm,
Espresso is more taste. So
yeah.
I
But you
like the
make it
taste.
yourself, or you have a machine?
I, well, you mean the machine you need, because an espresso machine is the only way to get an espresso. But I'm roasting my coffee myself, and of course roasting, grinding, and then you put it in a filter and you
Yeah,
extract
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
wow.
yeah, 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 yeah. That's
I
coffee.
I digged into George Clooney with an espresso.
Oh Jesus, yeah. That
Yeah,
that's not
but it's better than what we had. We had a
that's not
Senzino,
even. Yeah, 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 yeah.
but okay.
That's nah, but that's they are capsules like
Yeah,
this. Yeah, yeah. That's not great because it stays there and it dies. But
yeah,
it's still coffee, kind of.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Better than normal. We used to grind it too in the
yeah.
early days.
Hmm.
What what's your favorite food?
Okay, okay. I'm Italian. I have to say pizza. Okay, I
No,
have to.
you don't have to say
I
it.
no, I have to because it's true. But I have to say the same like coffee. Pizza, it means the flour that is the right one, the real tomato sauce that you do yourself,
Ah,
mozzarella cheese, the real mozzarella,
pomodoro,
and
mozzarella.
and a 450 degrees stone oven, because otherwise you cannot cook pizza, and 99.999% of what you can buy around is shit. So I never eat pizza. So
I love that answer.
that's the problem. Yeah, yeah. So okay.
Well, and I love that because I got a quarter of me is Italian. That's why I look darker
Ah,
skin, and probably the half is German, and the other quarter will be Dutch. So,
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what's the favorite clothing that you like to wear?
Mm, I I have I am I am very casual in a way that I like what is feeling comfortable, not so much what it looks like. So I don't like jeans
Uh huh.
because I don't think they are comfortable.
Uh huh.
I like more elastic stuff, or I actually feel okay with the suit and tie, and
Oh
quite
yeah.
like that's also my kind of working uniform thing. But I don't feel it like that. I feel quite comfortable in that as well. So yeah. Otherwise, if I can, as much the first thing I will do when I'm at home, put away everything because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Exactly,
want to.
exactly. I was doing a lot of business, and when I had my first suit,
Mm.
it was so much more comfortable than every other trousers that I wear.
Yes,
But
they
like a
are
really
more. Yeah.
fancy, nice suit, I love it still.
No, no, the jeans is because I don't know why they
It's
are practical, they are resistant and everything, but
That's
I
it.
feel like it's like to wear. Do you know the the the, the bag of potatoes stuff like it's,
Yeah,
it's,
yeah, crushing. Yeah, 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 yeah.
okay, funny
Okay.
questions, anyways.
What's the favorite holiday destination?
Hmm. Um, so I can say Vietnam because yeah, because I like to go there. Uh, and I can say I would like to go there as much as I want, and not just when there are the holidays that other people decided. So I'm not so much for that, but unfortunately, yes, we are living into this kind of stuff. So yeah, let's say Vietnam. Vietnam,
Okay.
yeah.
And now we got the last two questions,
Ah,
Dario. What's your favorite quote?
oh, I can use that one that you already hear that. Knowledge is responsibility, ignorance is a choice.
Oh yeah. Wow. Yeah.
I like it, but I mean, it's not mine, obviously. So, okay.
But it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's an open source, right? So you can use it.
Absolutely. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So the last question, Dario. What's your life motto?
Mm, that is a bit different, of course, because it's not just the. I would say, I don't know, not because the One Plus stole it. Something like never give up or never stop, or I mean, go until the end, or try your best, something like that. I mean,
Okay, cool.
yeah. So you can actually translate it as I mean, not transfer to your way as my. It can be the sweetest thing ever. It's not that it has to be like the mighty man thing.
Mm.
But the fact to kind of not just stop to the first problem or to what it appears something that it's not. So yeah,
Keep on
something like
going.
that.
Yes.
Keep going and don't just stop at the first problem or what you think it is a problem. That's it.
Yeah. Good
Yeah,
one. Good one. Dario, I really want to thank you for this podcast. There's definitely going to be a number two. Um, I will contact you. I have your phone number now, so we can get in contact a little bit more.
sure. Yes,
I want to thank you for your time and energy, hopping on this podcast and sharing the knowledge with us, the disorganized tribe.
Rob, I love it, and thank you because as I said, it's the first time I do something like that, and at the same time, it's cool to have a little bit of not a little bit. I mean that is gold connection, and connections are something that we hear from everybody that is quite missed among people that are trying to understand something because you are normally living with most of the people around you that are looking. I like the fluoride. We don't have fluoride here, fortunately, not so much at least. But you know the fluorine stare. You know that this kind of they look at you like, oh, what the hell are you talking about? I mean, and instead we need, as everybody else, we need to talk, to discuss, to try to say some shit, to have another opinion, to hear something else. It is part of who we are. So thank you for
Yeah.
that possibility, Rob. It's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So
We're going to definitely gonna have some more conversations. I'm,
looking
I'm gonna
forward.
I'm gonna edit it. I'm gonna well, as basically everything that's been said, it doesn't have to be edited because I'm disorganized productions. I'm not like putting into some
Yeah, otherwise
narrative.
you have to change the name, you know. It's
Yeah. um,
yeah.
so the only thing I want to do is I'm making an introduction probably,
Yeah, sure.
uh,
Yeah. Great.
and then going to put it on the internet. I will send you a message when it's on.
So great. If you
And
want to link the website, you can do that. So so maybe someone could. I actually didn't make a contact page. I had to do that.
okay, there's no problem. There's no
No,
problem.
no. I
I
will
can
have
put
to do it.
the info at Dario.
Yeah, you can do that as well. But
Okay.
otherwise, I will have to do it because I was building that website just for fun, and it's a Drupal website. I don't know if you know that CMS thing.
No.
Uh, it's quite old. Not old. Well, yeah, old in a way that it's not around since yesterday, but it's like Joomla, like what else is called? Like WordPress, let's say,
Oh
but
yeah.
a bit more like yeah, technical stuff. Cool, very nice system, but I had to redo it, and I'm self-hosting it at home now, so it's running on a little computer down there.
Oh yeah.
So that's funny, but yes, I have to put a contact page so if someone is passing through, they can find out.
If somebody
Yeah,
wants to hop on a podcast and want to
yeah,
ring,
something. Yeah,
I
say
mean,
like, what the hell are you talking about?
and that's the other thing. I
Yeah.
mean, with this communication stuff going on, I'm not
Hmm.
into that very much, but it connects so fast with people, and you just have to dig some words out. I got your telephone number right away. I sent you an email, and everything works. And I
I
think we're
mean
now 2.5 hours or 2 hours and
that
45 minutes in.
they were the best in the last period, I must say. So thank you again. And from George's podcast, the only person that took the time to contact me was Snake, and we were having a back and forth with email, and we were talking quite a bit. And then he got in touch with you too, so he worked like a bridge. And thank you, guy. Thank you, bro. You did a marvelous job. So that's how it goes. So that's actually why we are here and enjoying some time together. That's just fantastic. And by the way, if you think to take a ride or a whatever you want to call it in this direction, then you know that there is an open door.
Thank you very much. And the same goes for you, Dario.
Sure.
It's a small country, but we leave our doors open, especially
No,
to
no,
people
that's
that
yeah. Every country has something good to give. So
yes,
yeah, why not?
yeah,
Yeah,
fortunately.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, of course, they try to do whatever, but the good people, few, somewhere they are. So
Yeah,
yeah,
you have to dig, you have to find them
yeah, yeah.
sometimes.
Sure.
Sometimes
That's
it
why I
just
say.
come around.
Sometimes yes, it's crazy how things are going without saying anything. Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a great for the listeners, have a great
You
morning, great day, and great evening wherever you are on this beautiful plain planet. And Dario, thank you again very much, and a lot of big greetings to Denmark.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks a lot.
I've been running for all my life with the devil on my heels. He wasn't always right, and he can't fulfill my dreams. I've been running for all my life with the devil on my heels. He wasn't always right and couldn't fulfill my dreams. He's a pain in the ass, black as night. God, show me the light and hold me tight. I've been running for all my life with the devil on my heels. He wasn't always right and doesn't fulfill my dreams. God, show me the light. Please hold me tight. I've been running for all my life with the devil on my heels. He wasn't always right and couldn't fulfill my dreams. I've been running for all my life with the devil on my heels. He wasn't always right and couldn't fulfill my dreams. He's a pain